Hello, everybody. Welcome to a live. We just have a few Sunday beers. Thanks for coming in, everybody. A bit of a random one. I was kind of sitting at home. I was watching the football that really weren't pressing my buttons. I just put my daughter to bed after a bottle, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a live. So if you're in, thank you. Let us know you're here. A couple of early comments, as always. He's always bang on the money, is Mr. Thomas. Hi, everyone. Hello, mate. And please like and share. Yeah, if you want to, that'd be great. Couple of things are obviously happening this week. Excited, obviously, because it's BeerX. Now, BeerX is, firstly, I should thank John for being able to get me a ticket and sorting me out for that ticket as well. I appreciate that, mate. Paul and Crummy will be on in a bit. Paul is out on a run, and Crummy, I don't know what Crummy's doing. He might be camping, he might be back home. I'm not sure. I am not sure. But yeah, obviously, going to go with John to BeerX, with the Lord's Brewing, under the Lord's Brewing name, with the team, if you like. Paul's beer reviews is coming, and also Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer is going to be there. I think Simon's judging, actually. But yeah, really excited for that. I've been to lots of beer festivals, some small, some big, and we're going to come along to a beer festival in a minute that I want to talk about briefly. Might do that in a bit, actually. We've got a few more people in. But yeah, been to lots of beer festivals, but never really done one of these like trade shows. So BeerX isn't so much like Brew London, where it's more of like lots of breweries coming in, people buy tickets, the public buy tickets, and you drink. I'm sure there will be a lot of breweries there showcasing beer, but BeerX is mainly a trade show. So that's why I'm so thankful to go, because John's hooked me up with a ticket. So yeah, thanks again, John, if you're watching, mate. I appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to it. That's Wednesday and Thursday this week. Going to take all my filming equipment. Don't really know what we can film. Obviously, because it's trade show, a lot of sort of release exclusives and stuff, releases over those couple of days. But if we can film anything, of course we will. And then there'll probably be a live or two, maybe not on my channel, but maybe, but certainly on some other channels as well. I know Simon was talking about doing a live at some point. But yeah, there we go. If you're in, say hello. Yeah, if you're new as well, say hello. If you could like this video as well, just to let a few people know about it, that would be awesome. I've got a couple of beers today that were for the channel. I was going to review them, but obviously all this is last minute, so I'm going to drink them now. So I've got a Micaela Hazy IPA. This is like a really random percentage. It's like 3.5 or something. 3.5% Hazy IPA. We've got a Yeasty Boys Earl Grey IPA. And then probably the beer I'm most excited about, because I've been really enjoying the Siren Craft Stouts recently. It's the Cocoa and Hazelnut Broken Dream Twisted Breakfast Stout. So yeah, and then if we end up going on a few more, I've got a couple of other beers on the deck as well. So yeah, boom, here we go. Let's crack this open then. Micaela, I've said it before. Obviously, they're a bit of a brewery wrapped in controversy. Kind of got a bit of the Brewdog controversy about them. I don't know too much about the Micaela thing, but I always say I wouldn't normally buy Micaela for recreational drinking. I kind of bought this to review for you guys, because obviously I know it's a new beer in the supermarket. So and you might care what I think about it. You might not. But yeah. Right, got a few more comments in. Tom says, "Will I be working?" Probably not a BeerX. Well, mate, I suppose if I'm filming, I'm working. I don't know. I don't do this for money, so yeah, maybe. I don't know. Probably a bit of filming. I don't think I'll be working as such. I don't think John's got a stand there this year. If he did have a stand, I'd obviously put in a shift for him. Of course I would. But I think we're going to be more there as sort of trade customers, if you like. So yeah, and he says at the festival, yeah, I don't think, yeah, see this festival is, I don't think it's not a festival. It's not like Brew London. It's a trade show more than anything. I think there's going to be, I mean, to give you an idea, I think there's going to be like canning machine people there, malt wholesalers and sellers are going to be there, probably a lot of hop stuff, hop companies, and because obviously the hop boom is obviously well and truly on at the moment. Dog's barking, you know, it's not a Mark's Beer Reviews video if she's not, but yeah, it's more of a trade show. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect, if I'm honest. I've got no idea. I'm just so excited. Obviously, I've met John once. I met John at the Sleeper Lager launch in Huddersfield about 6 weeks ago, maybe less than that. I've never met Paul from Paul's Beer Reviews, and I've never met Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer. So it'd be nice to say hello to those guys and sort of thank them for their support, really, because they have been absolutely golden to me. When the Beer Review says film the car park, mate, plot twist, I'm taking the train. not from where I live, because the trains are mental, but I'm going to drive to John's. I think I need to check if the offer still stands, actually. But I think I'm going to drive to John's, stay the night at John's on Tuesday, then get the train to Liverpool on Wednesday morning with John and Paul. Truby Fuss says, Ewok at the rave. Mate, do you like it? This is, honestly, I'm still in this kind of like weird setup. To be honest with you, I probably should have been a bit more mobile today and moved the setup from the other room into this room, where it's eventually going to be forever. I want to get all my stuff on this wall. I hope Jack Howard comes in a bit, because he was very kind. He bought me this beautiful gift, aside from the beers that he bought me that I opened on Friday, as a thank you, just for being there for him, which I appreciate, Jack. But yeah, it's all going to go on that wall. So that's the plan. When the Beer Review says that Micaela beer is really nice, yeah, I'll tell you what, some of these lower ABV beers can be well alright. Like 3.5% for an IPA is quite low, isn't it? But I had the Northern Monk Striding Edge Hazy. I think they just call it Hazy IPA at 2.5%. That is easily the best sub 3% beer I've ever had in my life. Trilby Phil says, Mark, are you going to Brew London? Honestly, Phil, I haven't even thought about Brew London, which is bad, isn't it? I've had so much go on, like holidays, work, and all the rest of it. I haven't even thought about Brew London. I wouldn't even know when the dates are. If someone could put the dates in the chat, that'd be awesome, because I don't know anything about it. All I know is it's a beer festival in London. That's about it. Tom Stocks, good afternoon. Hello, Tom. You all right, mate? Tom came on the live on Friday, actually. What a lovely, lovely guy he is. And also Chris, Slager Chris, or Slaglager Chris. He come on the live, and yeah, absolute legends. Absolute legends. And also, I'll tell you what, we're talking to beer festivals, actually, that I will be working at, because I co-organise it, is this. Now, this is... Oh, up the other way. There we go. So the beer festival is in Harleston, which is in South Norfolk, because I live in South Norfolk. And this is the glass from last year, with Yellow Brick Mortgages sponsoring the glass. That's my mate Dom's company. What a legend for sponsoring the glasses. But yeah, that's a beer festival I will be working at the whole weekend. So if you want to come over, or you find yourself in Norfolk or South Norfolk, we got 30 local beers, all from small breweries. I think we have like a 12. I buy the beer. That's my job, which is the best job in the world for a beer festival organizer. I think there's about 30 beers, all from within 15 miles of the town, which is mega, because there's some tiny breweries. Like one of the breweries is run Bull of the Woods. It's run by two brothers, and they're tree surgeons, and you have to call them out of office hours, because they're up during the day. Normally they're up trees, cutting them down. It's mega, like some proper small breweries, really, really cool. And yeah, it's mega. It's mega. Captain Meats, hello mate. I believe we're meeting you actually in Liverpool. All righty, what days are you coming to Liverpool, Mark? I am there. I'll be there from Tuesday morning until Wednesday morning until Thursday afternoon, evening, whenever it finishes. I'll be with John and Paul. So I think the offer still stands. John wasn't too drunk when he offered it to me. He's offered me a bed for the night on Tuesday night. So I'm going to get the train in with Paul and John, and then obviously do the return journey back with them. So however long John's there and Paul's there, I'll be there. But yeah, if anyone wants to come along to a beer festival, it's going to be £3.54 a pint across the board. Wholesome Beer Festival, I co-organise it. I'll be working there, and I just love meeting people. So yeah, if you want to come along, I would love to see you. The dates for that, actually, I probably should say the dates. I believe it's the 25th and 26th of June. It is it's the 24th, 25th. So the 24th, 25th, the 24th being the Friday, and then the 26th being the Saturday. But yeah, I'd love to meet you. It's May the 6th to 7th. I'm going Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've got anything booked in early May. I haven't. We will see about that. I haven't spoken to anybody about Brew London. So yeah, I may end up getting involved. I may end up getting involved, because I know a lot of you go there, and that would be my biggest motivation to go, to say hello and thank you for supporting the channel. Tom Stocks says apparently 6 new kegs coming to Perfect Draft, I think. Oh, brilliant, because they've had some really quite different stuff get on there, because that was my biggest motivation for not getting a Perfect Draft, was being tied into the AB and Bev big guys, which is why I will be getting very, very soon a beer monster, which you can put the 5 litre mini kegs in. But yeah, over the next couple of months. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting for that. You know, it'd be quite probably a perfect draft, and whoever else, AB and Bev, have had to probably pull their socks out a little bit because beer monster is quite an attractive proposition for people that like different beers like me. Although it is, I think it's a bit of a faff to sort out. So here we go. Nice. This is a polycarb cup, unfortunately. Where we host the beer festival, we have to do it out polycarb, but it is what it is. There we go. You can't really see the beer because it's a frosted glass, but my taste buds are pretty shot anyway. So this beer, Tom, I've just seen your comment pop up, mate. It is the Evergreen Micaela Hazy IPA, 3.5%. Nice little opener for a Sunday. Guys, thanks for coming in. If you haven't said hello in the comments yet, say hello. And if you haven't liked the video, think about it. I'd appreciate it. It just pushes the video out to more people, and we get a bigger community and more people saying hello. That's Tom's comment about the beer. Captain Meat says, I have a beer monster machine and it rocks. Yeah, mate, I'm really interested in it. I know you have to get quite hands-on with it, with the gas and stuff, and I know it's not sort of as simple as the perfect draft. But one, it's a bit cheaper. Two, you're not tied to all of the other big beers and breweries that I talked about before. Three, you don't have to return the kegs and all that faff to get your £6 back or whatever it is for a keg. And I can't remember, 4 or 5. I can't remember what point I'm at now. But yeah, the last point is I can support the little guys. So there's loads of breweries around me, and I'm talking loads. Within 10 miles, there's probably 8 or 9 breweries near me, including the brew pubs. And most of them sell mini kegs. So it'd be really cool to get some of my local stuff, drop it in the beer monster. I don't mind getting hands-on because I'm an electrician. It's my job. And yeah, get involved with it. Let's have a look at this beer then. I probably won't be able to get anything from it at all because my nose just isn't there. No, I can, and it's passion fruit and citrus. It's lovely. It smells sweet. Pineapple, passion fruit, citrus. That smells lovely. Hopefully my taste is still there, or is back, maybe. Don't know. Nicely bitter. Passion fruit and citrus again in the taste. Nice crisp malts. And yeah, nice little bitterness from the hops. My taste buds just aren't up to scratch at all. Yeah, I had some vanilla ice cream earlier, and honestly, I could have just been eating ice. I just couldn't taste any vanilla at all. Not good news. Right, anyway, enough of that rubbish. It's Sunday. We're having a few beers. This is what life is all about. Tom Stock says, nice. If you're drinking on Sunday, do you prefer the low ABV? Yeah, because you got Monday. You know, I wouldn't be able to do this live with the vigor that I do the Friday lives and then go to work on Monday. Just doesn't happen. Sometimes I get called out on Saturday mornings, which is quite interesting with electrics. But I'm always safe, of course. But yeah, it's... yeah, not good. Hanging out my arse yesterday, drank loads, went to the club. The club? Is that a working men's club or is that a, I don't know, club? Is that dancing? Captain Meats makes a very good point. If you've got a beer monster, you can subscribe to the Lord's Keg subscription as well. So, Captain, how does that work? Is it a keg a month? Is it 1 keg a month or is it 2 kegs a month? I did see it on John's website a little while ago because I was looking at the beer monster because I know he used to stock them. I think they're back in stock, but I've got to get up to date with it. I'm having my finger off the pulse. This beer's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Just dribbles everywhere. Captain Meats is happy today because Everton got beat again. Chelsea, Skinton, Liverpool won. Life's good. Did Chelsea win? I believe Chelsea won today, didn't they? Just recently against Newcastle. I'll tell you what, it was definitely Newcastle penalty as well. If anyone saw it just before I come on. Yeah, not don't know, it's a bit weird. I've seen he is indeed camping still, and it is the beard that is crummy.
All right.
Hello, mate. You all
right?
right?
How are you doing? I'm
very well. You okay?
Mate, how are you?
Good, mate. Is it darkness where you are? Or is that one of those canopies?
No, I've got the cover over the front to keep the heat in a little bit. Given it's North Yorkshire in March, it's still a little bit brisk. I can show you outdoors.
Yeah, should we have a
see what I
crummy
can do
tour?
here. Probably easier for me to just out the side window. But what we'll do in a bit when I need to use the facilities is we'll go on a little tour around the immediate area.
Right, immediately your signal
him.
isn't
Am I
as good
still
as
in
it
the
was on
room?
Friday. Yes, but your
Hold on a
signal
minute.
is
Let me
not
see
as
if
good
I
as it
can
was on Friday.
rectify that. Hold on. I think I know why.
Pornhub window still open, I reckon. What does everybody reckon? Whilst Tom's sorting out his phone, we'll get some comments. Tom Stock says the Rock nightclub. I don't know how I feel about that name. It's a bit weird. The Rock nightclub. And Captain Meat says, yeah, Lord's keg subscription is £20 a keg and £5 for delivery. I missed out on it this morning due to fraud on my I missed out this morning due to fraud on my bank account. You can't call it fraud when the wife's been in, mate. That's not fraud. That's just you being soft. So, did you sort your camera? Looks sorted, Tom.
I think, yeah. So I connected to the pub's Wi-Fi, and it stayed connected, but it was too far away to be any good. So I've turned it off, and I think we're back in business.
So, how many nights are you away? Is this are you back sort of tomorrow or?
Yeah. This is the last night. So yeah, I did 3 nights. It's been grand. Just doing nothing is sometimes the best. The best thing. So just been walking and drinking fresh cask beer, which is nice. So got another one.
Nice one. Is that another Black Sheep beer?
This one is, yes. It is. I recorded a little video before this, comparing a couple of their cask beers out on a bench out there. I decided not to do the live from there because the wind is getting a bit much. But we'll go on a little tour later, see what we can see.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good. I think Paul's coming in soon, isn't he? He's just out on a run.
Yes, he's doing the opposite of what I've been doing, which is eating and drinking beer. He's improving himself.
I'll tell you what, if I went out on a run now, I think I would be I'd be shocked at how unfit I am. Tom Stocks has said, and you're speaking to 2 campers here, Tom, because I have a van Tom's, but not quite as set up like Tom's. But Tom Stocks has asked top 2 to 3 camping tips.
Oh, okay. Are we gonna broaden this out so it's not relative to vehicle camping and just camping in general? So it applies to anyone.
I reckon camping in general is good.
All right. So my first one would be more light sources than you could ever possibly think you'd need. Right, a solid 5 torch situation along with a lantern and a few other bits, just because you never know what's going to run out, what's going to break, and that sort of thing. That's always a good. Are we doing 2 to 3 each? You reckon?
I'll tell you, you do 2 to 3, and then I'll do my 2 to 3.
Okay. So my second one's definitely going to be clothes. You pack for infinitely warmer than it is, because soon as you're sat outside for any length of time, doesn't matter if it's a nice 12 degrees with no wind, eventually once you're sat still long enough you'll get very cold.
Yeah.
So massive jackets, blankets, that sort of stuff. Don't necessarily pack for it being like what you'd need to wear out to if it was really cold, but pack stuff so that just enough so that if you're sat still you can keep yourself a bit more insulated. And my final tip is don't rely entirely on pre-packaged tin food, because you'll regret that eventually. That's my third. That's my third and final.
Crummy's camping tips. There you go.
There you go.
My tip number 1 would be take every single opportunity you can to charge your phone, because I spend all my life when I'm camping with my phone dead. Don't skimp on cost when it comes to chairs. So we went to Mountain Warehouse.
Great shout.
Yeah, we went to Mountain Warehouse when we first went camping. We just went to Mountain Warehouse and bought everything that was on sale, just because it was like we had to buy the tent and all the gear. It was. I've camped before. I always camped. My mum and dad had a caravan, but when it came to me and my wife going, we had to buy the tent and all the gear. But we very quickly realised we skimped too hard on the chairs. Excuse me. And what's my third tip? I'll tell you what. My third tip is get in the habit, if you're not in the habit already, of taking your shoes off before you go in the awning, tent, or camper, because the wet grass it gets everywhere. I'm not joking. You'll be asleep in your tent or your camper, and you'll have blades of grass all over your pillow. It just gets everywhere. So yeah, if you can keep your shoes off, that's my camping tips. There we go. See,
good shout. I like them. They're all good.
And yeah,
they're all good. I'm going to go against one of my own tips right now and not eating large amounts of pre-packaged processed foods, because I've got some Pringles.
Hey, there we go. Oh, limited edition honey glazed ham ones as well.
Yeah, I've not had these before, so we'll find out if these are any good.
Somewhere, Tony's laughing because apparently I said a pint of Pringles on one of my lives. When
you did indeed, sir. You did say a pint of Pringles. I have a pint glass. I could fill it up, I guess. But, no, that's it. So is Shark in? Because I know how much Shark likes to hear me crunch crisps into the microphone.
I don't. He'll be well asleep. No, he'll be awake now, won't he?
No,
yeah, he'll be awake.
It's about 8 a.m. his time.
He'll be asleep then.
Yeah, it's true. They do smell like ham. They're not bad.
There we go.
Not bad at all.
Tom Stock says ASMR. I'm sure that's an abbreviation for something, but I'm above the age of 30.
So ASMR is a content niche where people eat things loudly into a microphone, or not necessarily, not just eating, but just weird noises. And I can't remember what it stands for, but he's basically saying this is what is going to result in these crisps. So here you go. So here you go, Tom. Here's some pub snacks ASMR for you.
I'll tell you what, that makes total sense, because randomly, if I just scroll through the shorts on YouTube, or I'll get, and it seems to be, I'm not being racist, it seems to be Chinese people eating noodles and things, and
the noodle thing is quite big in that scene apparently.
There we go. See, there we go. Tom Stocks is laughing. He says, "Well, that crunch is quality content. That was." That isn't just a crunch. That's an M&S crunch. It was sort of that level, wasn't it? Tom, I'm currently drinking a new beer in Asda that I wouldn't necessarily have bought recreationally, because it's from a brewer, a controversial brewer. But it's a 3.5% hazy IPA from Micaela called Evergreen.
Interesting.
How is it? Right. Very. I mean, I can smell it more than I can taste it, which means my senses are the wrong way round, the way I thought they were post-COVID. But it's pineapple, passion fruit. It's not very tropical. It smells very sweet, but there's a nice bitterness on the taste, which balances off that sweetness.
Interesting. I've noticed they're starting to do. Feels like they're opening up to more supermarket and a bit. I guess they're trying to become a little bit less niche.
Yeah, because they were pretty much in Sainsbury's and M&S, weren't they?
Yeah.
But now they're obviously Asda. I suppose if you're going to rank the supermarkets by cost, Asda are probably one of the lower ones before you hit sort of the Aldis and Lidls.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, I've started seeing them popping up as a permanent fixture in a few bars near me as well, which is just not. It's not something you would have expected a few years ago. So
no. And I don't know. We're not going to talk the controversies. I don't know enough about it, if I'm honest.
No, I don't either. To be fair,
I knew there was a controversy because it all kicked off with their beer festival, didn't it, in Copenhagen? And a load of big breweries pulled out. Big load of craft breweries like Verdant, Burnt Mill, all pulled out. But yeah, the beers. Yeah. I think the similarities with Brewdog that's where it ends, because their beer is infinitely better than what Brewdog churn out. Oh, my wife's laughing. It sounded like she was crying because she's the other side of the door. And when you've got a 4-month-old baby, you have to kind of wonder what's going on. Tom Stock says M&S has a decent range. It really does, mate. It really does. It feels like when you're in M&S looking at the shelves, it feels like you're in an entry-level bottle shop. That's probably the biggest compliment I can give a supermarket.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that's brewed for them though isn't very good, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, what did I have out of M&S? I'm trying to separate them between them. No, I'll tell you what. Sorry, I'm going to retract that. I mean Waitrose. Where they've got the Windsor and Eton
Waitrose
stuff.
is all right.
Yeah. The M&S stuff. Some of their own brand stuff's all right. But a lot of it's just rebadged, like what is it? There's like a Southwold Mosaic Pale that's obviously Adnams Mosaic, just recanned. You kind of got to get through that rubbish, but there's craft stuff that's brewed for them is quite interesting. So like Arbor brewed for them. Brick Lane?
Still wasn't great though, was it, the Arbor one?
No, but it was probably better than. I preferred the Arbor one to, say, the Millionaire Stout out of Morrison's. I know there were different beers, different measures, different cans, but I'm trying to think of the beer. I'm trying to think of the stout that was kind of closest to that that sort of thing. The sour I haven't had yet. I'm trying to think of what ones I've had. No, I did have the sour, the very, very sour from Brick Lane. I thought that was all right. Tom Stock says the chat is quiet today. Yeah, I think it's probably a bit of an unusual time to go live, Tom. We haven't got that many people in compared to normal, obviously.
We interrupted everyone's Sunday dinner. Is that what's going on?
I think we might. Well, yeah, there's football on. There's Sunday dinners. Yeah, but I don't mind. We don't. I like to. I just like the social, really, and I like speaking to you guys. That's kind of my motivation behind doing the lives. Here we go. Tom Stock says, sometimes I have some cheap beers during the evening, then later I move to the craft ales. It makes me appreciate them more. Oh, yeah, there's nothing worse. That's a good way to do it, mate. There's nothing worse than getting absolutely slaughtered on craft beer. Because number one, the headache is rank. And two, go downstairs and you've absolutely laid into your best beers when you've been absolutely gattered and you don't remember them. It's just frustrating. And when it's sort of 4, 5, 6 quid a can, yeah, it hurts. Neil Smith says, brewed by numbers, number 5 New England IPA and M&S is currently down to £1.8 at the moment.
Wow.
Well, that'll be a 4-foot can as well, won't it? Number 5, is that the one? Is that the silver can with the green number 5 on it? Because they did do it.
Yeah.
I can never keep up with brewed by numbers because they just number them. It's really difficult. Really, really difficult.
It's an interesting point, though. You say about craft beer hangovers are always just the thickest head going. I know that unfiltered and cloudy beer is very popular, but there is a reason people started filtering it originally.
It's funny you should say that because I noticed it. I noticed it with cloudy beers when I started drinking at my local pub owned by Ampersand, Tom, called the Cap.
Nice.
And pretty much every beer they serve, I believe, is unfiltered. They don't serve a filtered beer. So all their beers are vegan and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I just noticed the hangovers. I go down for 3 pints of Camp Pilsner, which was their lager. And honestly, I wake up in the morning and it felt like I'd been run over by a bus. And I had a chat with their brewer, Andy. And he's he's brewer / owner of the business. And he reckoned there was some sort of studies to support the cloudiness linked to hangovers. See?
That's interesting. I also think hoppier beers lead to worse hangovers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the oils and stuff in hops.
Yeah, but whether hoppy beers tend to be cloudy, therefore it's that link, whether it's correlation and causation, not necessarily the same thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, certainly I feel like I can get through a lot more craft dark stuff and be okay versus four heavily hopped IPAs and tomorrow is not going to be fun immediately. So
no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Tom, you were talking about for people that don't know, Tom's currently camped at the back of a pub. Like he's camped in the pub grounds Pub's what? It looks about 50, 70 meters away.
If that, maybe.
If
No,
that.
the access door is probably more like 20 meters.
Perfect.
I'm close. I'm in the closest. I'm in the closest camp spot to the pub of anyone. So but
it's the sensible
yeah.
move, Tom.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a pub near us that we talked about on Friday. That's a camp pub or a camping pub.
Yes, I am gonna visit.
I have the perfect weekend for you.
Oh,
It's the weekend. It's the weekend of the 24th and 25th of June. Oh, sorry. It's the weekend of the 26th, 25th, 26th. But the beer fest that I co-organise is the 24th and 25th. And
interesting.
there we go. There it is, Harleston Beer Festival.
And is that at that place?
So no, it's not. The pub is about a 2-mile walk to Harleston.
Okay.
Or a 2-second cab ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Harleston Beer Festival. It's the cup from last year. Yellow Brick Mortgage on the back, who's the sponsor, and obviously that's our kind of logo.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, 30 local beers, 4 local ciders. Every drink every beer and cider available is produced within 15 miles of the town.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Very
And
nice.
there's no Adnams, there's no Lakens. It's not because they're not close enough. We're talking really close.
Awesome. Remind me of this when I'm not using my phone to stream, so I can actually check my calendar.
I will. I'll send it out. Tom Stock says, but cheap beers lead to bad number twos. So soda loaded burgers, I believe. Tom Stocks.
I don't think I was pulling your leg. It wasn't the burger. But to be fair, I've had a lot of pricey beers that also go in that direction. Again,
yeah,
it's not. It's yeah. I agree with you, but it's not exclusive, I think.
Right. So talking of not drinking stronger ABV hoppy beers before work day, I'm just about to get into this, which is a 6.5% IPA from Yeasty Boys. Oh dear.
It's a great name, isn't it? It's a great name.
It is. And this is brewed, I think it was a collaboration brew randomly. Yeah, brewed with our friends at Utopian. And this is in Asda.
So it's a lager then, is it?
No, well, I don't know if Yeasty Boys Cuckoo Brew.
Well, Utopia only do lager, don't they?
What, Yeasty Boys?
No, Utopia.
Utopia only do lager, yeah. But I don't know. It just says brewed with our friends at Utopian. So whether that's, I don't know, I don't even know what Yeasty Boys.
Doesn't say what beer style it is.
It does. It's an Earl Grey IPA.
Oh, right.
So I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. That's why I say
yes. Okay, so maybe they cuckoo brew at Utopia, which is why it's with them.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Hey ho, here we go. But yeah, we'll talk about the beer festival nearer the time. But it's honestly, it's brilliant. It's yeah, I know I organise it, but it's packed out every year. So
awesome,
which is good news. And we let dogs in and everything as well, if that's your thing.
Certainly is.
Right. Tom Stocks asks, Tom, I can tell you now, as campers, we're going to have an instant answer to this question because these sorts of weekends are etched onto our skulls. He's asked, what's the worst weather you've both ever camped in?
All right, I've got a story for you.
Yeah, I told you. I don't have to think about it.
So, no, I don't even have to think about it. So, worst weather I've ever camped in was end of 2020, I want to say. Just as stuff was kind of semi-open back up before we went into yet another lockdown. It was in November, north coast of Scotland. It was in where was it? Anyway, it was right on the proper. I don't mean just north. I mean you can't get any further north. It was Durness, and there was a storm had been coming in for days, and it had been hit, and it was looking like it was going to ease off. So I went up, camped up there anyway. This campsite had a kind kind of little tiny bar and restaurant on site. But because it was still all COVID secure stuff, they're only doing takeout, which was fine. So kind of rang them up, said, "Can I get XYZ? Come and pick it up." Yeah, fine. I got out the van to go and pick it up. Keep in mind that, I mean, it wasn't quite as close as I am to this pub, but it's not far off. We were probably talking a 50 to 70 meter walk, something in that region. Really close, just round one corner or something. The rain and wind was so bad, I got lost. Because I couldn't see.
Jesus. That's insane.
I got back in after getting there and back again, and I had to change completely. Is how bad that rain was.
Yeah, honestly, every camper remembers the worst weather they camped in. For me, I camped on my own. And we done. So I'm part of some of I'm part of something called the Round Table, which is like a young men's social club. And we done something with the county for the England versus Scotland game in the Euros. And that weather, I'm not joking. I was putting the awning up, and I couldn't even see where the awning rail was because the rain was horizontal in my eyes. And I camped for 2 nights, and it took me. I had to drape when I got back home. It was that wet. I had to drape the awning or hang it from the beams in the garage, and it took over a week to dry. That's how bad it was. The awning was just full of water, absolutely full of water. It was rank. Couldn't get the van out of the campsite because it was all just grass. There were no roads. It was rank, absolutely rank. Yeah, never again. Never again.
It doesn't sound fun.
No, it was absolute rubbish. And we had a really rubbish draw against Scotland in the Euros, so really quite a rubbish weekend. Tom says 3.5 now to 6.5. We're moving up, yeah. In leaps, we're leaping up. And he's asked, so does it taste like tea? It tastes like a really basic IPA, and then you just got the Earl Grey at the end.
But your taste buds aren't working, so it might be fantastic. We don't know.
It could be brilliant. It could be the best beer in the UK. I just don't know.
We wouldn't know.
I'll get the Earl Grey at the end. Yeah, I've still got this weird little COVID cough and like little runny nose as well. It's really, really annoying. Really annoying. So what's the weekend? What's the weekend look like for you then, Tom? Dog walks and beer and good food.
Literally, that was it. Booked into the pub for food every night. We've got some banging Sunday roast on today. The food at this place is phenomenal, I have to say. I mean, I sent you a picture of the burger on the first night. That was just mind-boggling. Last night I had a black sheep ale pie and mash last night. And
yes.
So I generally avoid lots of pastry because it gives me indigestion very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I just fancied it. I didn't fancy anything with chips or anything like that. I was like, pie and mash sounds good. Had it, and I just kept banging on about the pastry. It was that insane. It was almost like a shortbread biscuit. It was that short, the pastry. It was just like
a proper pie, or was it like a casserole with a lid on?
No, this was proper. This was a proper pie. And you opened it up, and the filling didn't all fall out because the beef was that hard packed. Sorry, the lamb. Was it beef? No, it was beef. It was beef now. The beef was it was just packed out, like it didn't move when you opened it up. It was just solid. It was amazing.
It's so rare to get a proper pastry in case pie now in a pub. I've had it before, and this is the reason I don't order pies in pubs anymore, because you say, is it a proper pie? They say, yeah. And they bring it out, and what it basically is, it's a casserole with a pastry lid on top. And it's like that. No, it's absolutely not a pie. And you've ripped me off.
No one wants that. No one wants that.
No, it's rubbish. Honestly, it's absolute rubbish. So Tom Stock says, does it taste like tea? Yeah. Oh, great at the end, mate. That's about it. Captain Meats, Mark. There are 3 places we're going to in Liverpool. So, right, for those that don't know, Captain Meats, and he's a bit of a madman. We've had him on the stream. He's in the comments all the time, but we had him on the stream a little while ago, and it was absolute chaos. he's a borderline madman, I'd probably say, and I think he'd agree. He is taking us out. So I believe it's John, Paul, myself, and I think Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer. He's taken us out in Liverpool on Wednesday night. Who knows where we're going to go? But he's showed his hand by saying we're going to the Handyman Pub, the Black Cat Bar, and the Ship and Mitre. I know you talked about some of these on Friday. Craft beer, I believe they're craft beer bars. But yeah, all over that, mate. Look forward to you hosting us. Tom Stock says, had COVID a long time ago, still have the after effects with a cough that I can never seem to shift. Some effects still exist for months after having it. Yeah, that's what I don't want. I don't want to spend like 6 months' time. I can't be dealing with that. Kick my ass or leave me alone. That's what that's the sort of thing I'm saying. What's this? What's this bit of kit?
I'm trying to. No, I've got a tiny ring light. That's just a USB powered one. That's also like a really diddy one. That's also got a phone holder thing on it, which is what I'm talking to you now on.
Yeah.
And I had it plugged into a power bank, and the power bank just died. But because the pop top on my thing's got orange canvas, if I just cover the light, I look very orange.
You look like you spent a week in Marbella.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get the little lamp because I don't need the whole light setup on. But actually, it might just be too bright. But there we go. That's not too bad.
See, now you look like you're a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because it's really dark background and you're just lit up.
Yeah, maybe I'm trying to work out how to.
Hi, Tom, for £16,000.
Is that a happy medium? Is that a happy medium?
Good.
Not quite orange. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
We'll go with that. Yeah, I would have put everything on and plugged it in, but yeah, hey, I've got another camping tip for you. Never buy anything shorter than a 25-meter electric hookup cable. Because guess who's parked 16 meters away from the hookup with a 15-meter hookup cable?
Yeah, that sounds absolutely minging.
Yeah, so I've been borrowing my neighbour's for a few hours each day just to top the battery up, which has been fine, but he has now left. So I'm left with what I've got for the rest of the night, and it could get cold, so I'm trying to avoid using much of the mains, although this little light is on the mains, but it won't use as much as the ring light.
So are you on leisure batteries at the moment?
I am, and mine's about 3 years old, so it's due a change. It's not the freshest. It's not awful. It'll get us through, but I'm being cautious just in case we need it for a load of heat later on. So
there we go. Tom Stock says you're looking like a sort of Trump shade.
Yeah,
there we go.
That is the problem. It was an interesting colour.
Yeah. I was going to say, how's that beer getting on? Is that the Lightfoot again?
No, this is just Black Sheep Best Bitter at the minute.
Looks quite pale. Looks like pale when you hold it up like that.
I mean, I've got the light is right in front of it there, so
fair enough.
It's probably a bit darker than it looks, but it's not a dark. It's not a properly brown Best Bitter. This one, it's it's definitely got a golden tint to it. But it's solid. But I'm going to move on to. I'm not going to go in and get any more casks because I've already had a couple before this one to do a review with, and I'm going in for dinner again later, so they'll start to think I've got a problem. So I did pick up a few bottles from the Black Sheep Brewery on the way up, so I'm going to work my way through those next, I think.
Decent. No, that's what we like. I had a little trip into the Adnams store yesterday. In Halston.
Oh yeah, anything interesting?
There was. I got a can of beer called Turning Tide, which is a raspberry Scotch ale brewed with toast.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in that.
Raspberry and Scotch ale as a combo sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And toast. I had a chat with Tony about toast actually recently. I like what they're about with the recycling the bread sort of side of things, and I'm hoping a lot of that's crept. I haven't read the can because it was like it caught me on the hop, but I'm hoping that sort of stuff creeps into this beer. Also, I would say I like Adnams beers. The Jack Brown beers are incredible. That's like your Mosaics. The New England IPA they do is really, really good. But I think Adnams' soft point and the point where they could probably improve the most is their lager department. So The Cobbold actually recently was pretty decent, but before that, all you could get really around here in the pubs was the dry hop lager. But for the first time in 5 years, they've rebrewed Spindrift, which is a blonde lager.
Oh,
And you probably would have had Spindrift out of Tesco because it was part of their 3 for £5 kind of semi-crafty range that they used to stock.
right. Okay.
But yeah, rebrewed Spindrift. So yeah, they'll be coming to the channel. They're actually in the back of the car. They've been rolling around the back seat for about 2 days. So
nice.
so,
I'll be
yeah.
honest. I'm just a little. I wish people would stop dry hopping lager and make good lager.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't need it. They just do it to mask badly made lager.
Yeah, they don't have to do they don't have to put the time into it, do they? You know,
No.
it spends less time in the tank if they dry hop it, and
it always just ends up tasting like a naff IPA. There's no point for me. I don't. That's my dry hop lager rant.
But the problem is with dry hop, the dry hop lager thing, and I totally agree with you. Is that's all you could get in the pubs around here because nearly every pub is or was owned 2 years ago at least by Adnams. So you'd have to go in and drink a dry hop lager. It's a bit rubbish. Tom Stock says that sounds lovely. I presume that was about the raspberry Scotch ale. Yeah, I'm excited about that, mate. I will not lie to you. I will not lie. Right, let's get the rest of this. I don't know. I'm not going to make it. I'll tell you what. I'm actually not going to make any judgments about the beer because my taste buds just aren't up to scratch. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the problem because you can taste some. There are a few beers out there that are absolutely fantastic, but they're only made fantastic by a few subtle hints.
Yeah, and you're never going to get that.
And if you don't get them, then it'd be awful. And if that could be the case.
And I think that's probably what I've got here because this just tastes really weirdly bitter, and then it finishes with Earl Grey. But obviously, if there are elements in there, like a bit of citrus that probably goes well with Earl Grey from the hops, I'm just not going to get that. I'm just not going to get that. Here he is, the giver of fantastic gifts that are rather not sentimental. That's the wrong word. I don't know. I just thought I'd get something a little bit more leery off Jack Howard. But I'm going to go and get the thing that you got me, Jack Howard.
Nice.
Jack he bought me that beer pack. If you didn't see it the other day, everybody, he bought me a beer pack. And then he bought me something really cool that's going to go in the new setup on that wall right there. So
it looks very good. I like.
Tom Stock says, "Is your taste coming back over time?" I haven't really noticed it, if I'm honest. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit rubbish because it's obviously doing this thing, trying to run this channel when you've got, compromised senses is a bit of a pig. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have to just review stouts for a little while because I'm just not going to get the pale ale and IPA appreciation. I'm just not going to be able to do it.
No.
Jack Howard says the fun is yet to come. Oh no. The problem is Jack Howard now has my a postal address for me, so I just don't.
Oh dear. He's buttering you up with nice gifts, and then that's it. Then
I don't know. He was sending me screenshots the other day on WhatsApp. He was threatening to buy me some real life goats off of their website. Yeah, who knows?
Oh dear. I've got a beer that I'd be surprised if many people have had because I've not seen it before.
That is not one on me. A Roman dark ale.
So, for those that don't know, this is from York Brewery, which is actually now owned by and all brewed at Black Sheep because they got into a bit of financial trouble, I believe, a few years ago, and Black Sheep purchased them during that time. But they've kept their brews pretty true to form. It doesn't taste just like Black Sheep stuff repackaged, or at least from the ones I've had before. The description on this is a multiple gold medal award-winning dark ale. It has smooth roasted malt palate and a combination of Challenger, Fuggle, and Bramling hops. Give it a subtle bitterness with an autumn fruit flavors that linger on the aftertaste. It says the name Centurion's ghost is inspired by the famous Roman ghosts that have been known to wander around somewhere's house in York. And I say somewhere's because that bit of the bottle has got a scratch on it on the label. I can't read it.
Ah.
It looks like it says Treacher's house, but I don't know if that is actually what it says or not.
Mr. Treacher from
Mr.
Hot Fuzz.
Treacher. Food match: red meat, game, and chocolate. Apparently, so it's going to be a rich one.
Oh, that's where you want some nice dark chocolate, like Bourneville chocolate or something.
Maybe, but I don't have any of that or any. I'll probably have some ham somewhere, but that's the extent.
You're telling me Dictionary Corners not got any chocolate?
We got chocolate, but no dark, rich chocolate.
Is she a bit more of a dairy milk fan, is she?
Yeah. She's also asleep. She's gone for a nap.
Gone for a nap.
She's gone for a nap.
Anyone think she's on holiday?
I'll tell you what. So it's going back to camping tips for a second. So I've just pulled my multi-tool that's got a bottle opener on it off the shelf behind me, and it's come down like this. These are fantastic. This is a magnetic torch. So these are from a company called Olight, which, I mean, they are relatively cheap, mass-produced torches from China and the Far East, but they're very good. And that end is where it charges, and they've got magnetic chargers, but the base is also magnetic. So if you're in a van like I am, you'll be able to hear this. You can stick it anywhere.
Tom, it looks like it might vibrate.
It might do. Maybe it's multifunctional. Who knows? I mean, it's definitely ribbed for your pleasure, is all I can say. Look at it.
There we go.
But I've got a few of these of varying sizes, which I'm sure will make someone very happy. So, yeah, they're a good thing to have, especially if you're in a van with a few metal bits of panel work showing. They work well.
See? Consumer advice, guys. You come here for Sunday beer chat, Sunday pub chat, and that's 3 or 4 bits of consumer advice you've had now.
Someone in the chat is going to leave this over having spent thousands of pounds of being fully equipped to go camping, not knowing if they like it or not. Is what's going to happen. Captain
Meats has said, just seen this on Facebook, and he follows with, perfect draft Stella Artois bundle, save 70%. £70, 70%, I wish, with code PD70. I did see that. I've got to hit that. That brings the PD and brings the PD and a cask or a keg of Stella down to about 210 quid. And at that price, it's tempting. I have to say, it is tempting. Tom Stocks with another powerful camping-based question. He's absolutely on it today. He's honestly, he's on Amazon now. He's on his way to go outdoors to buy a tent. I swear he is. He says,
I've got a tent for sale if you want one.
There we go. See, another. We are here for the people. Top 2 to 3 places you have visited, I presume, whilst camping. See, Tom, you're going to have some mega ones because you camp in Scotland quite often.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's the best ones. Honestly, I am genuinely going to shout out where I am right now because this is the second time I've been. So if you go back somewhere, it was good the first time. So we'll have a walk around, and I'm doing a video reviewing a couple of beers where I go into where I actually am. But it's just up the road from Masham in North Yorkshire, behind a pub. Great walks, fantastic beer. Can't complain. Food's incredible as well. If you like very wild camping, and by that I mean literally in a forest, no amenities, nothing, then there's a place on the outskirts of Newcastle. You basically go along Newcastle's ring road, turn off it, and you're only off the road for 2 or 3 miles, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of nowhere, driving through a farm into some woodland. If anyone wants to know it, message me, and in fact, when I did a series of videos of my van tour, that is where I was. So I probably said in one of those videos where it is. I can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head, but it's a wild camping spot.
Did you have a hammock set up in that video?
Yes,
I have seen that video.
That's there. Been there a couple of times as well. That's incredible. Just because no amenities, no people, no nothing. It's just a very different experience, and that's quite a nice one. I mean, when it's busy, there are still people around, obviously, also camping there. But you know what I mean? It's pretty wild. And then for the other one, we are going to have to go to Scotland, but the choosing where is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm trying to think where my favourite. What am I going to pick? You know, we can just open this up and say literally any lay-by on the NC 500 is amazing. Like that's all you need to know. Like it doesn't really matter. There's yeah, I've stopped in so many places around Scotland. I'm gonna struggle to pick out one. I think I'll think on it and I'll come back to you if something really stands out. But yeah, oh, I'll tell you what, Scoury. There's a place called Scoury. There's a proper campsite there, not very big, overlooks the bay, beautiful sunsets. I'll go with that one.
There we go. So three pretty decent little places there by the sounds of things. So
Yeah.
problem is I can't do wild camping in my van because I need it for work. So I'm obviously being an electrician. I've semi-converted my van. It's more like a day van with windows and insulated and everything. And then what I've got these huge crates on wheels. I pull them out, give it a hoover, sling the camping stuff in, off we go. So yeah, wild camping doesn't really fit. But the 2 to 3 best places that I've been, I love Black Knoll campsite in the New Forest. My granddad was born in a little village called Brockenhurst in the New Forest.
Go out for some reason.
Yeah, Brockenhurst is a beautiful little village right in the heart of the New Forest. My granddad was born there. Not that we don't know which house he was born in or anything like that. It's not so much it's not so much a sort of family trip. It's more of just being in the middle of the forest. There's a cattle grid at the end of the campsite. You go out the cattle grid and there's just wild horses everywhere. It's beautiful.
Nice.
I'm going to say the Keswick camping and caravan site. So I've got a stand-up paddleboard. The town of Keswick is right on a massive, massive lake called Derwent Water, and the lake comes up to the campsite, and you pay your launch fees to the campsite, and you're off. It's beautiful. Waking up, cup of coffee, let the dogs go and have a run in the water because they love the water, and you can see Scafell right through the valley at the back.
Nice.
And yeah, it is beautiful. And the third place was a place we went last summer. It's literally around the corner from yonder Brewing. And it's I can't remember what it was called, but it was in a little village called Priddy, Priddy, and it's just at the top of Cheddar Gorge. So you're not really in Cheddar with the millions of tourists, but you're kind of close enough to all that stuff. And Priddy's a beautiful, beautiful little village, one of these kind of one pub villages. Yeah, it is lovely, absolutely lovely. Right, we've got some comments to catch up on. Jack Howard says he's just done 3 scoops of peanutty ice cream and fudge brownie milkshake from, is that Harrison James? That I believe it's Harrison James down Aldborough. Man's done right in. I tell you what, I've been to this coffee shop that he's talking about because I don't live far away, and the the milkshakes are absolutely insane. Captain said, Mark, I thought you were not allowed to be within 10 feet of animals after the hamster incident. Actually, it was a guinea pig and it was never proven. Tom Stock says, if it's won awards, hopefully it's good. That's about your beer there, Crummy?
Yes, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. First, I'm going to give you a full rundown in a second. But I've just noticed that Paul has messaged us, but I can't view it without turning my camera off. So I just thought I'd let you know. He probably wants a link to his email.
I will pick up Paul. Any chance I could get the link emailed over?
There you go.
I'll tell you what. Tom, do you want to just give us a brief rundown of your beer whilst I do this to Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm going to stop off on the way back and buy a few more of these. It's not the best beer in the world. It's arguably not the best beer in Black Sheep, but you remember years, you might not, but for those that do, you remember years ago when Hobgoblin was good. I still don't hate it now for what it's worth, but it has been tied to a price point of late. It reminds me of that. It's got that rich fruitiness, metallic hit. It's almost like, I don't know, a bit of a almost like a creamier, thicker version of the original Hobgoblin. But as I say, what it used to be like years ago. It's got nice dark fruit, bit of a chocolatey edge, just a proper solid, deep red ale. I'm a fan. There's not many people make beer like this anymore. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm going to buy some more of it.
Right. I'm right. That I'm going to copy Paul's email. Sorry, guys. Let's go through. Let's go through Gmail. To Paul code.
2 Paul code.
2 Paul code. That's it. There we go. Honestly, I am the worst person with technology. I never thought I'd be that guy, but I am. There we go. Right, let's have a quick look. Captain Meats has asked, Tom, what part of your estate are you camping at?
I'm in the I'm in the Larklands, Captain Meat.
I think that's where his servants live. The Larklands.
Maybe.
Is
Larklands a corner at Silverstone, or have I imagined that? No,
I don't think it's Larklands.
It's not Larklands. It's
Luffield.
Oh. No, it's not what I'm thinking of. Brooklands is what I'm thinking
or
of.
Luffield.
Yeah, Brooklands is what I was thinking of.
Tom Stockton says, "There's Tom showing us his toys." Yeah, I know. I think he's got that out of the old suitcase. I think that one. It's fully charged apparently. So good last night camping. Oh my god. Captain Meat says, after seeing Tom's rib pleasure tool, no wonder Dictionary Corner always seems happy. Did you hear that?
So she won't. No, she's asleep, so she won't beat you up. So you're all right.
Oh god, yeah, wouldn't want to get one off of right hook off of her. That's for sure. Captain Meat says Berlin and Dublin are amazing and proper good nights out. Been to Berlin, fantastic night out. Never been to Dublin, never been to Ireland, never been to Scotland. Been all around the world. Haven't even seen the UK or Britain.
I've been to Dublin, but not been to Germany, so I can fill the other side of that one.
Oh, Germany. It's bloody brilliant. Captain Meat says the thing with camping is, have you ever seen anyone happy on a campsite? Also, Howard Shipman, Peter Sutcliffe, and Fred West like camping. Just saying.
Mate, I'm having a great time. I'm happy.
Aren't you near the Yorkshire Moors as well, Tom? Right now,
I'm higher than that, but yeah.
Well,
not that. I guess I mean Yorkshire, but it is also the biggest county. So yeah, not that. I think John's probably closer.
Captain Meats has followed that up with, well, Harvey Weinstein won awards. Just saying that awards don't necessarily mean anything.
He's not wrong. Awards don't mean anything.
But I'm not sure a bottle of beer can be sexually inappropriate for many, many years. Bramwell says, good afternoon. Hello, Bramwell. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Just well done on not doing a segue into something else there. That's what I'm going to say.
Now I feel really glum because I've obviously missed it.
Just the idea of inappropriate behaviour and
oh, follow that up with something like, is Harvey Weinstein an Equity for Punk member or something? It's just a joke, Brewdog, if you're watching, not that you are, all right? On that note...
You say that. Here he is.
Here he is.
Hello. You all right?
Oh, my God, he's looking slimmer.
I'm disappearing into the darkness.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Knackered. I'm aching now, but I don't know why people run. They're nutters. Absolute nutters.
Paul's setup's getting slightly more bougie every time he comes on.
It is, isn't it? There's some like purple soft lighting in the corner now as well. It's like,
look at it. Look at that. In fact, that soft lighting and on those blinds looks very much like my inappropriate torch.
Oh God.
Look at it. Look at the similarities. If I hold it there,
literally
basically the same. You
could keep it there, and we could be in the same room.
I know. Look at it.
Never know. But I'm all about the booze. You know me, Crumbly. You know me.
Hold on. I've got a can of hairspray.
Looking good.
Yeah, Mark's like, not to be outdone. Not to be outdone.
Hold on. There we go. Oh, that's a bit of a sore subject with you two, isn't it? I'm sorry about that. It's just registered.
Oh, right,
hey,
yeah.
It can keep the beard in position. It's good.
No, that's very true. That's very true. So, how far did you run, Paul? Where did you run? And do you have any blisters?
No, I've got no blisters. Just my lower back is doing my head in now. So yeah, I'll probably need about a week to recover from that one. But I only ran 4K, and I ran on grass because I can't run on concrete because I'm just too bloody heavy. So it's I took over as a park, literally a stone's throw from where I live, and it goes out onto like a kind of a nature reserve, and there's like a river
Nice.
that runs all the way, through towards the dump that is Luton. Yeah, but luckily there's grass there as well, so you can run on the grass verge. So I literally just put my football boots on and just ran on the grass rather than running on the concrete. But I've got a sweat on. That's all it's about, I suppose. So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
mate.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, got on the scales the other day, 16 stone. I was like, oh my God.
Blimey.
Heaviest
You
I've
don't-
ever been.
You don't look it though.
No, because the thing is, it's all beer belly. Like, I'm not even joking, it's all beer belly. So you're going to meet me on, I think, Tuesday night, possibly at John's. I've got to check if the offer still stands. But you're going to be like, Mark, you literally look like a triangle. My body shape's like that. It all looks good up here. I look, I don't look too bad, but the beer belly, she big.
That's the thing. How tall are you?
5'11".
Yeah, that's not terrible, is it?
No, I don't know, mate.
It's all relative. If I suddenly dropped to 16, then I'd look skinny. So I'm all right.
Well, that's the thing. Because what people don't realise, and a lot of people don't know, is because it took me a while, and I can't remember, it was a particular video I watched on one of your videos, is, Tom, you're really tall. You're about 6'3", aren't you?
6'2", yeah.
6'2", there you go. Tom, on your videos, because of the way your desk is, you literally look 5'4". So I'm going to get the shock of my life when I actually meet you.
Just miles away from it.
Paul's tall as well. Paul's tall as well.
I'm 6'1" last time I was measured, but that was a long time ago. But I can't imagine I'm getting any taller now. But yeah, I'm 6'1", and I'm glad I've got a bit of height there. Otherwise, I would look like a balloon. So it's not good.
Well, it's funny because everyone interprets people differently depending on how the camera setup is. Because Dictionary Corner was absolutely convinced that, Paul, you were about 5'5". She was absolutely. She was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Like, I don't know what I said. There's something. She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, Paul's like the same height as me." She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah,
Can't be possible."
Equally,
how?
John from Lords looks really, really tall. Met him in Huddersfield. I was like, "Oh, hello, mate." Not as tall as you think.
He's a very small man. He's a very small man.
But he's not as tall as you think he might be. I don't know what it is. It must be setup related. Jimmy Guitarist is it? Hello, Jimmy. Good day. Good day to you, sir. Everyone say hello, Jimmy. Captain Meat says, Tom, does your man always deal with your erections while camping?
Only when I pay him.
Unfortunately, I've just seen the last comment. John's in. John, it's really short. Sorry,
John
I'm
arrived.
not...
John, can you imagine that? You join a chat and the first thing you hear is someone telling the rest of the world that you're really small.
Slagging your height off. Right, Captain Meat says, the three slags, absolutely, mate. You know how we roll. Jack House says, Paul, the diet's going well, mate. You're looking less potato-like every time I see you.
I'll take that, mate.
John says, hello, everybody. Talking to Spuds. How are you, John, mate? Dear, oh dear. Captain Meat says, all right, Johnny boy. John says, I bet it's ripe in Crummy's van. Dictionary Corner laid on the bed with a military-grade gas mask. Tom's literally hotboxed Dictionary Corner all weekend.
Am I right in thinking that you're camped in like a pub car park, essentially?
There's a proper campsite behind a pub. We're going to do a little tour when I need to use the facility shortly, which is probably after this beer. So we'll show you around so you can see exactly where I am. I'm not just in a car park. It's a little bit more official than that. Not much more.
Dicko Corn's in the front, flashing the lights. No one's come over yet. Mark Farrell, who's one of my friends from Keswick. I talked about Keswick campsite earlier. He's 5'6", not 5'11".
There you go.
Well, F you, Mark. John says, hi, Jack. My spuds are great, thanks. He says, Captain, excited for this week? Yeah, I'm rather excited for this week, I have to say. Paul?
Yeah, man. I can't wait. John keeps ringing me, and the first thing he says is, I can't wait to see you next week. I'm like, all right, calm down.
No,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
I can't wait. John, get in the comments. Does your offer of a bed on Tuesday night still stand? If it does, I'm quite tempted.
It did until you said he was small.
Yeah, F you, Mark. Get the train. Right. What have we got? Captain Meat says maybe there should be. We need a Christmas panto on her this year. We could have the three wise slags. John can play King Harold, and Simon can play the Virgin Mary. Well, Simon's got the hair for it. I don't know what he's going through a bit of a midlife crisis at the moment. So he's got his. He looks kind of like any singer really on top of the pops in the 1970s.
He could full on do a Timotei advert right now, couldn't he?
He could, couldn't he?
Under a waterfall, just flicking it around. You know, it could
Because it's worth it. Jack Howard says I was 19 stone a year ago and I'm about 5'9". Now I'm 13 stone. Still look like a fat mother trucker.
Bro, you lost 6 stone. That's amazing.
Mate, if you have, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's massive.
I need your dietary tips, mate. I used to sprint. I used to go to a stadium called the Julie Rose in Ashford and run and sprint. And I used to do long distance. And now it's a long distance to get around me. It's not a good look at the moment.
I had people running away from me whilst I was doing my run today. Just all this massive geezer with a bright red face. Just like, Jesus Christ. Even dogs.
Yeah, but they were running away because you were running through. They're just shouting the word slags at everyone.
Yeah.
I was just going, get away.
Jack Howard says, now, a bit kinky, John. He is a kinky little sound, so is John. Captain Meat says, John is cranky small, just saying. Is that Jimmy Cranky? Was he quite small? Jimmy Cranky, before my time. Jack Howard says, flap the sun visor if you need to help, Dicko Corner.
Told you, she's asleep. She can't hear your nonsense.
John's followed that up with, Mark, there was an offer for Tuesday night, but you said I'm a midget, so you can do one. Jack Howard says, I just eat one meal a day. I'm like a fat snake. My God. I'm about
I like it.
I do my daily allowance of calories before lunchtime, just pure snacks and other things.
Oh, it's easily done though. That's been the eye opener the last few weeks doing this. It's just like, I can't eat that because that's basically a meal. You know, so it's like a chunk of my daily calories are just having to just cut out things. It's a pain in the ass. So, but there you go.
I had this thing on my phone called My Net Diary. I believe it's like diet, the Apple diet thing. It's similar, like where you like barcode stuff.
Yeah.
And I set my weight. I was quite aggressive with the weight loss when I'd done it about 5 years ago, and I did do well off of it. But honestly, if you ate anything more than, and I'm talking anything more than your daily allowance, it would like mean you would gain weight. Yeah. And I'd be eating like dry Weetabix for breakfast, and then it'd be like falafel wraps for lunch, and then get home and it'd be like three sticks of spaghetti and a blob of meat. Honestly,
a bogey's worth of mincemeat, dry pasta.
Honestly,
there does get to a point you need to be in the right mindset. Because it gets to a point when you look at that and go, "Is being fat that bad?" That's all you can. It's like, which is the lesser of two evils right now? I'm not sure.
Does anyone remember the little fat American kid from I Want My Bacon?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember him?
Yeah. What was the name of that? Was that the wife swap?
Yeah, American Wife Swap.
Yeah, he goes, I'm leaving.
Yes, I remember.
I'm leaving. You can't stop me.
I need my bacon.
If I watch off the back of those WhatsApp videos, I watched a full episode of that, and he says, actually, the best thing I've ever heard. He said, "I'd rather be fat and happy than skinny and sad." So that's kind of the mantra.
But it wasn't
there's definitely a balancing point.
Yeah, there is. There is. When I was a bit more vain in mid 20s or whatever, it gets to the point where I look in the mirror or I'd like try and get the notch on my belt that I wouldn't have worn for a little while. And then I'd be like, look, you need to go out for running. You need to go out running. I'd run and whatever. But now I've met a girl, I've married, I've got a kid by her. She's not going to leave me. She can't afford to. So happy days. And yeah, you know, and she when she first got with me, she said, she said, I like the dad bod. So I'm only giving her what she asked for.
There
you go.
Little does she know we've had one. Well, she knows we've had one kid, but I've got the bod of a dad of 4 children. But it's kind of the way it is. Tom, obviously, you don't have kids, do you? Paul, how many kids have you got? You got 1 or 2?
Yeah, I just got 1. I have
Brilliant.
a 5-year-old daughter, and yeah,
5.
Fair
enough. So, football? Got to be football crazy.
Yeah, she has a kick about. She likes to kick about.
Is she? Brilliant.
I'm not going to force my team on her because that's just cruel. But yeah, she likes to kick about.
On that subject, obviously moving up from Kent to Norfolk, it kind of comes to the crunch point where I was like, oh, what do I do with the old football teams? Do I, one, put her through Charlton, who are it's bus replacement on the trains every day, so that's about a 7-hour one-way trip, or do I just put her through Norwich, who are probably going to be up and down in the Premier League for the next 20 years? I was like, Norwich, there you go.
At least it'll always be exciting. I've got a soft spot for Norwich. I don't know why.
I had a weird soft spot for Norwich. I came to Norwich. I went to watch Norwich Charlton away a few years ago. And when you go away and you're wearing all the gear and you're sort of 19, 20, you know, young, dumb and full of something else, you kind of get a bit, oi, coming in football fight. You know, you get a bit leery, didn't you? And we went to Norwich and we parked in the county hall. And the Norwich fans were like, "You right, boys? Do you need a hand?" I'd be like, "Yeah. Where's the stadium?" They'd be like, "Don't worry, follow us." And they were just lovely people. And it was like, I just can't be horrible to these people because they're just lovely. And then I ended up moving here.
That's where the mustard comes from, and mustard's awesome. So
yeah, right next to County Hall as well. There you go. Not anymore though. I don't think. I think they sold it.
Not really.
Anyway, less of the content chat. Condiment-based property. Jack Howard says, "Asleep by choice, Brad, or did you make her go to sleep?" # free Deco Corner.
Do you really think I get any say?
Honestly, you're 6'3",
no
6'3", Crumb. You've let the cat out of the bag now.
I have no control here. That's all I'm going to say.
Honestly, I've virtually met Deco Corner, and I can confirm that Tom has no control. Tom actually wanted to go. Plot twist: Tom wanted to go to sleep, but she made him stay awake for the dogs.
True.
Oh no, she wouldn't have done that.
Like that.
By the way, this is actually really quite nice. Hazelnut. It's a new one in Asda. Cacao and hazelnut. Broken Dream.
Oh,
I love hazelnut.
I quite like the original.
The original's okay. I've had it in can and on cask actually.
Did you have the nitro version that I reviewed a little while ago from Waitrose?
No, I've had the original can and I've had it on cask. Both of which were, I don't know, it's one of those weird ones where like I really enjoyed the first 3/4 of it, and then by the end didn't want another one.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
There's a sweet nuttiness that runs through this. It's really sort of, I don't know, it feels quite indulgent. Really quite nice.
This one, by the way, just keeps getting better. So anyone who liked that old school Hobgoblin when it was good vibe, go get some because that's spot on for that. Really good kind of alternative version.
Who's that by?
So this is York Brewery, which is actually Black Sheep nowadays.
All right.
And it's called Centurion's Ghost Roman Dark Ale, 5.4%. It just tastes like a slightly creamier version of what I remember Hobgoblin being kind of 10 years ago.
Oh, I used to love Hobgoblin on
It's got that vibe about it, a bit fruity, bit metallic, bit of chocolate in there. It's decent. It's really good.
See,
it gets better as well. I
miss the Hobgoblin thing. All I really get now is the Hobgoblin that everybody else gets. That's probably really average compared to what it used to be.
I still don't mind a Hobgoblin. I still think Hobgoblin.
No, I don't. I'll take one on cask for sure.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, there's a pub called the Elephant, which is on Camden High Street, and they always had it on cask when I went in there, and it was amazing.
Okay. Well,
But
I'll
even
hunt it out.
like I say, even the last time I went there, they had it, and I still thought it was all right. I mean, it's not as special as it was, but then at the same time, I reckon my taste buds have changed in that time as well. So it's
I mean, beer's changed a lot in the last 15 years. So
yeah.
it's one of those
it
things.
really
But
has.
this feels very much in the same vein, but has a bit more. It's just a bit more looks. So yeah, anyone who likes it, worth a go for sure.
There we go. See, another bit of consumer advice. We've done camping.
We're all over consumer advice today.
Honestly, it's weirdly informative. I feel like we've got to say some rude jokes or something to bring it back down to the level that we all know it normally is at.
Yeah, Paul, can you call everyone a slag just to make it even everything out, please?
You're all a bunch of slags.
There we go. That feels better instantly. So there we go.
Relief.
Lord's Brewing, John says, and now you can stay, Mark. But Lid said you need to bring your own pillow and sleeping bag. We don't have enough bedding. Mate, that is absolutely fine. Sleeping bags, they're very 1980. Not sure I've got one. Probably got a double duvet I can wrap myself in, though. Captain Meat says, I wouldn't say I was fat. I put my belt on with the boomerang. Jack Howard says, I don't diet. The meal I have is whatever I want. Mate, you can't lose. Was it six stone, was it? 3 stone?
What he said.
6 stone?
We said 6 stone.
Six.
Yeah.
You can't lose 6 stone without dieting. Seriously, you can't. Prove me wrong.
That's commitment, that is 6 stone in one go.
Insane. That is insane. John says, also, Paul and Mark, Lid said, what do you want for dinner Tuesday night? Well, personally, I'll take fillet steak and dauphinoise.
I'll go for a rack of lamb. That'd be lovely.
Oh, there we go.
Anything you fancy, guys. Honestly, don't worry about me.
Yeah, I'm easy. I eat anything really. Apart from, I'm not going to say that actually. Don't have a weird aversion to mushrooms. Equally, I'll eat them.
Jack Howard is now sending you as many mushrooms as he can find for home delivery.
God,
there's a lot of people that don't like mushrooms. I love them. I love mushrooms.
Yeah, I like them.
Now,
I like them.
Honestly, I tell you what put me off. I ate a breaded mushroom once, and it was like eating a fisheye. I kind of had this like weird outer, and I bit into it, and it like slipped out of my tooth, and then I ate it again, and it burst. It was rank.
You do get that, don't you? Sometimes you get ones you bite into them, and they just like someone's just thrown a puddle in your mouth.
Oh,
you feel like you dribble them out. Yeah, the breaded ones aren't great.
They're rancid. Absolutely rancid. Jack Howard says contentment equals weight gain. Yeah, mate. Just to make myself feel better, I'll agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that totally.
John's on that kind of hype too. Jack Howard says, old man died and I didn't eat for a year. Bereavement is the best start going. Oh shit. Now I feel guilty now. Sorry, Jack.
You bastard, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
And he bought me a really nice sign that I need to get. I'll tell you what. I'm going to put myself on mute.
He's going to put himself on mute and not finish his sentence.
Not answering. Tom has a look of a serial killer, the Nottingham slasher. I feel like Tom would be looking like that at least. I'd call him the Nottingham Nighthawk. I think he'd be sort of at night, opportunist, sort of murderings and stuff.
That's a great name, isn't it? That's what Will Ferrell used in Step Brothers, wasn't it? He goes, "You have to call me Nighthawk."
Oh, I've never seen Step Brothers. Sorry, I wasn't remembering the name.
Oh, I love that film, man.
Paul, what would be your criminal name?
Oh God, I wouldn't want to go there if I'm honest, but no, someone else would have to think one for me because I ain't got the imagination for it right now.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. Selecting your own criminal nickname. That is a bit strange. Jack Howard, do you worst?
Yeah, go on, Jack.
Jack says, could you imagine Mark trying to have a tear up at football, handbags at bloody dawn? Yeah. Come on, Charlton. Jack Howard says, didn't get claret on your blouse, did you, Mark? Honestly, mate. I couldn't find my way out of a wet paper bag. It's honestly embarrassing. Jack Howard says bread doesn't. Oh Jesus Christ! All skip forward. Bread doesn't go to remote places. His van for fun. It's to dispose of the bodies.
You got to decide which it is. Do I have a massive estate where I can get rid of everything, or do I have to go to remote places? I can't have both. Which fantasy are we living? I need to know.
We're getting confused, aren't we?
We're getting
Oh,
confused.
Jack Howard says, I swear on my life, I've lost 6 stone just eating one meal of whatever I want a day. I'll show you the before pictures. I'll tell you what, one meal, if that 1 meal a day was that burger Crummy had on Friday night, you'd have gained weight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true.
That thing.
That's true.
Probably still repeating as we speak. Captain Meat says, I would not say I was fat, but when I turn around, it's my next birthday. Which is typical Jack Howard. Liz says mushroom soup with bread and mushroom, chicken and mushroom pie. Is that okay?
Yes.
John, I'll see you Wednesday morning in Liverpool, mate. Jack says that cracked me up, Mark. Well, now I feel guilty. Why, Mark? You didn't kill him. No.
True. He's not wrong.
He did. Shouldn't joke. Sorry, mate. I know you like that. Paul could be the ginger gobbler. No, that's a different, different kind of website.
Can I just say no? I don't like that name. That doesn't. Yeah. Unless I eat them, but
Paul, you got something in your beard, mate.
Yeah.
I feel like that name's scrawled on various public toilets in the central London area.
With a mobile phone underneath it. Mobile phone number underneath.
That's the one.
07962. John says, I'm such a fun guy. Oh, God.
Hey.
There we go. That stout's really quite nice. Jimmy Guitarist says, my criminal nickname would be Red Squirrel. Terrifying, I know.
Horrifying.
I know.
Jack's laughing again. Tom killed him, the Nighthawk. And John says, what? Right, I've caught up with the comments. I'm going to go and get this really cool sign that Jack Howard had made for me that was way too nice, really. I think
it is suspiciously nice. I am worried for your future.
Yeah, I think really nice. So what did you do to deserve that? I don't understand.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is Jack Howard that we know and love, or there's another subscriber called Jack Howard that I've given my postal address to that sent me this because it's way too nice. I'm gonna go and get it. Hold on.
Do it. So the kids have started next door. I feel like someone running around in the house. Proper weird. So bloody noisy, them lot.
Yeah, it's weird how different. So we used to have neighbours that were. So they had 4 kids, and it was like we'd constantly be annoyed by because the kids would like if it wasn't raining and it wasn't -6, the kids would be outside screaming and like you could never sit out on a nice day because it'd just be constant.
Yeah,
it'd be really annoying. And it's like, but the neighbours were lovely and they were quiet. Like in the house, if the weather wasn't bad, you didn't hear anyone. Like it was, it was quiet. Anyway, they moved out. New people moved in, and now it's like we've got the complete opposite where it's like. Never outside, always beautifully quiet. But then, like I don't know, for like probably a space of 4 hours each week, it feels like someone else is in the room with you.
Yeah,
but it's not like all the time. It's not like it's not enough to get properly annoyed about. It's just like how are they quiet with less people? How are they noisy with less people in there some of the time? No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just it's when this house is really quiet and the kids are there. I swear they just play a game where they throw each other down the stairs. That is the sound it makes. It's just like shut up. It's just obscene.
Is that neighbours, Paul? Is it?
Yeah, it's just the neighbours just banging away.
Right. So
to see the sign,
you can imagine what Jack Howard would send you, the guys from YouTube. Erase it. He sent me this.
Look at that.
That is wild smart.
Isn't it? It's like it's metal as well.
Is that blue? Is it blue or black?
It's like I don't know if you can. I think the ring light might. It's kind of like it's almost got like a cracked kind of leather look to it at the background, but it's really light blue in the middle and darker around the outside. And then
So it's
I
got
know
a gradient effect on it, hasn't it?
yeah, it's lovely. And I know he knows the channel really well, and he knows me really well, because the tagline is "All the beer, no idea."
I like that.
But yeah,
That's really nice.
that's probably going to be on the wall somewhere, I think.
Oh, you got to have it up in the backdrop, haven't you?
Yeah, that's. This is going to be the new. This is the new sort of room for streaming and YouTube and stuff. So that wall's just going to get absolutely decorated with all sorts of stuff.
Awesome. Oh, that's quality. That's really nice.
Yeah. So thank
Very
you, Jack. I was expecting something a bit silly, and actually, it wasn't, which I was shocked at. Captain Meat says, "Paul, you could be the ginger gagging gardener."
We're going. He's going down this gobbler route, and I don't like it. That's
On
not
the subject. I could be the Norfolk Nosher.
It's the whole fellatio thing. It's not a murder. It's not a cool murderer's name, is it? You know. Come on, Captain. I want a cool murderer name. Murderers get cool names.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Not us, though, mate.
No, we're all cock gobblers, apparently. So it's,
Jack Howard says, "Softening him up, ain't I?" This is when the goats arrive.
Certainly are. Yeah, just coming
I
in.
need another beer. That
Go
first
up
one
and
went
go.
down way too quick.
What have you been drinking, Paul? We haven't even asked you, mate. Sorry.
That's all right. I was doing the atomic torpedo.
That's pint can, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, absolute beast of a beer. Very nice.
Is it an American pint or a UK pint?
Well, it's a 19 fluid ounce, but it says a pint on it, but whether that's but it fits like perfectly into the pint glass. So
Okay.
yeah.
So how many milliliters? See, I'm not up to date with my American conversions. It was only recently I found out that an American pint is about 500, and we get 5.
Ours is 568, isn't it?
6.8, yeah.
Yeah.
19 fluid ounce in milliliters. 561 milliliters.
Ooh,
Oh, just shy. Just shy.
just shy.
What
Yeah,
the?
filled up the pint glass nicely.
There we go. What's your weekend look like, Paul? You working yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I'd work until about 1, and then I went. This is a weird story. I then went to go and price up a job, and the customer spoke to me like a few days previous, and they said the address, and the address rung a bell, and then I went there and realised it was the first house I ever lived in.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The first my childhood house. I mean, we moved from there when I was about 4, so I hadn't been in that house in 34 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I went there, and I'm now their gardener. How weird is that?
That is really strange.
You know what I mean? That's proper weird. So yeah, it was amazing seeing what the garden looked like after 34 years.
Yeah.
And went in the house and had a cup of coffee. It was just surreal. But yeah, she was lovely, and we walked around the garden and told her what I'd do with it and what she wanted. And yeah, so now I'm the gardener at the first house I ever lived in, which is insane. So it got very weird.
That is mad. Wow.
That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
But they call it, John will call that serendipity, right? Something's meant to
Yeah, just a
happen.
bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
So yeah,
Right, I'm gonna dip out the stream for a minute. 'Cause I'm gonna go for a pee. But then when I rejoin, I'll rejoin on foot outside. We can have a little look around.
yeah,
Oh, Matt, I'll keep you in just so I know you're there. Otherwise, you'll be sitting in the basement for about 3/4 of an hour whilst I rub along.
No worries.
Jack Howard says, honestly, Mark, mate, least I could do, you've transcended YouTube and become a real pal. Yes, I did say transcended, not transgendered, Bellens. Yeah.
you're transgender, Mark.
Yeah. Are you assuming my transgender? No, Jack, I know he won't mind me saying this. A member of Jack's family had a bit of a rough time recently with an accident. I just messaged Jack a couple of times because I don't know, just wanted to just make sure everything was okay. And because Jack doesn't live far from me, so we will meet up for a beer at some point, certainly in the summer when I get the Mark 1 Escort out of the lockup that it's in.
Oh,
And we go out to go and do a beer review with Jack or something, or just a little video or something.
nice.
But yeah, so we exchanged numbers and I just made sure he was all right. And then he's bought me some very nice gifts. So thank you.
Lovely guy. Lovely guy.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the Jack Howard that I'm going to meet is very different to the Jack Howard that's in the comments.
I reckon he's a softie at heart.
I bet he is. This is his release. I tell you. But no, thanks, Jack. I appreciate it.
Off, yeah.
Like that is actually mega. Like properly mega.
Have you had that one for Mazda?
I have, and I really liked it.
Right. This is the first time I've had it. I went to the Big Asda in Milton Keynes a couple of weeks ago where they got that bar that we were chatting about.
Yeah.
Where they sell the craft beer. And I had to buy a few, but they were doing four craft beers for £3. No, 4 for free. Sorry, not £3.
Yeah,
4
for free. Yeah,
in Asda. They're full 40 cans. And I hadn't had this one before, but it literally just bounced off the shelf. The colour of that bad boy, shocking. So,
see, did they do? What was the green one they did? Was it like the Hop Citra or something? They did.
Citra Junior. That's their session IPA.
Right.
That's a banger. That's a lovely beer. When me and John went for a few beers at Salt last year, that's what I was drinking for hours on end.
Yeah,
it's good beer. Good beer, that one.
I really quite enjoyed the Hop Simcoe actually. As the beers, I have to say, have been really, really good recently.
It's got a lovely aroma to it.
I'm drinking one now. It's the that Siren Cacao and Hazelnut Breakfast Stout.
Oh, that's in Asda.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was part of the 4 for free. So I bought a Micaela. Sorry, I bought this one, Evergreen by Micaela. These were all for review on the channel, but obviously got caught on the hop, didn't I? So I'm just getting through the beers that I bought for review. But Evergreen by Micaela. Obviously, my taste buds aren't 1,000,000% up to scratch. After
you're still fighting that off, aren't you? The horrible.
Yeah, I've got a weird little cough as well that's really annoying me. I've got Yeasty Boys
ages.
Earl Grey IPA. I
can't stand Yeasty Boys.
That. The thing is, that Yeasty Boys was brewed at Utopian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or fact check, brewed with Utopian, which probably means Yeasty Cooker brewed it at Utopian. I bought that.
Utopian.
Also, there was another one. I bought 4 for £3. I just can't remember what I bought.
I bought a few. I bought. Where's the other one? I picked up the Salt one. I picked up the Vocation one, and I picked up this one, which was a collab between Harbour and Amendment Brewery.
Oh, is that from Asda? Is it?
That was from Asda. Yeah. I just love the artwork. That's the nuts.
I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you what the other one was. It was the Vocation Naughty and Nice Stout that I put in that cocktail thing that I made.
Oh, yes. Yes, saw that. Cracking video, that one.
Honestly, mate, I thought, my taste buds are shot to bits. I want to release some content that's not just pure crap. And I was like, a beer cocktail is bang on for what I am about. So it was, I wish I probably did it. I reckon it would have been really good. Like I say, it's like I said in the video with the Vocation Brew York beer, the Sweet Temptation, because it just a bit too carbonated. When I poured the beer in, it was just like a really ice cream beer foam mess. It wasn't too clever, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this stout though.
I like Siren. They were one of the first breweries. When I started kind of going after craft beer, Siren were one of them first breweries. I was just like, I like their stuff. It seems to be one after the other. But I think since they've gone into cans, I'm not suggesting there's a pattern there, but it feels like since they went into cans, I feel like their beer has kind of gone a little bit run of the mill, and breweries have overtaken them. But when their stuff came out of bottles, their beer was incredible.
I remember drinking Siren on cask. I worked at a pub. So for those that don't know, I used to live in Bracknell. I lived a little bit in Bracknell, and I worked a lot in Reading. So I'll tell you what, I'll continue this story in a minute by reminding myself that I need to talk about it. And then Tom's got some Blair Witch Wi-Fi that's going to talk us through his campsite.
There you go. Are we not coming through smooth? Has it gone a bit jaunty?
Voice is perfect. It looks like I'm on Google Earth scrolling around on my laptop.
It's like the original King Kong, that sort of stop-start motion thing.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll change as we get back to
David Wilson's in. Hello, David. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Is that a
This is the pub. What's in front of it? Sorry, Paul.
Is that a Mitsubishi Warrior?
No, that's Amarok.
Oh, right.
So
Nice.
we're at the Black Swan,
Oh,
which is Fearby, which is 2 miles down that road from Masham, where Black Sheep and Theakston's are brewed. And just around this, as you can see, there's a lot of caravans have been left here. Most
Oh
people
my
aren't in
God.
it, but it looks like a lot of people leave their vans here and just pay to leave them here all year. It's a nice little outdoor area, look.
and bloody
And I
pikeys.
can
They
get
stay
into the pub
anywhere,
in
don't
that
they?
door there. You can even stay here in these are all like holiday lets apartments.
Oh, how nice is that?
Yeah, and big outdoor space here.
Whereabouts are you? In Yorkshire by any chance?
Yeah, it's North Yorkshire.
North Yorkshire. I said them houses literally look like every house in Yorkshire, don't they?
Yeah, they do, don't they? They do.
They're
There's my
beautiful, those
little
houses,
van.
aren't they?
Yeah.
There's my little van.
Oh,
There
nice.
it is.
There it is. Look,
The beast. I like how you parked as close to the boozer as you possibly could. That's quality.
Yeah, shall we time how long it takes me from door to door? Shall we do?
Yeah. Do it.
Let's see. Right, I'm gonna go and stand by the van. So let's relay this. I'm not going to run because no one runs to the pub. I mean, they do, but
Like, don't run. It's not worth it.
literally.
Speak for yourself.
Right. Who's? Is someone? Can someone time me?
Right, okay, hold on. I've got my phone open here. Clock, stopwatch. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm not going to go in because in this door will be a load of people eating their Sunday dinner. They wonder what on earth this bloke's doing with his phone, talking to people on the internet. This is me walking at normal pace.
Tom, I think you might have knee problems because I'll be in the pub by now ordering a pint.
I'm not over exaggerating it. Could move quicker. Done. That's the door.
That's 25 seconds away.
And that was a leisurely pace. So there you go.
Perfect.
There we go.
Not bad at all, eh?
I love that.
Well,
So are you
managed
literally
to
been
write
getting
those on
pints and then taking them back to your van?
I have, yeah. I bought a few in with me, and I've got a few at Black Sheep on the way in, just in case, when the pub's not open.
That's blinding.
Country pubs are a little bit notorious for just shutting when they can, when they don't want to be open, sort of thing. But
What have they got on in there? What have they got on cask in there?
it's it's very, very traditional and for the area. So they've got Black Sheep's best bitter on and Theakston's best bitter on all the time.
Right.
And then they have 2 guest spots, which is almost always something else from Theakston's and something else from Black Sheep. So this so far I've had, along with the 2 best bitters, they had Lightfoot from Theakston's, which was one of the best ones actually. That was very nice. And I'm going to show you this field over here. You can see this is my view. And what else have I had?
Beautiful.
I had something else from York Brew, which is effectively Black Sheep, and I'm trying to remember what else was on. Oh, they've got one called Finisher on in a minute, which is a Black Sheep one for the Six Nations. It's a rugby themed beer, which was all right as well. A bit more citrusy, that one, but it doesn't matter what they pull out here. It doesn't matter if it's described as pale or bitter or whatever. It all tastes like cream flow best bitter. So
Love it.
So it's not the pub to go to if you want absolute variety, but the quality of that stuff is incredible. Can you see the little? I don't know if you can pick that up. There's 3 little birds on that branch there. Not, but there you go. Fine.
I can see a shed.
They've gone. There you go. It's all right. They're probably a little bit far away from the camera, but yeah, wildlife around here is insane. Unfortunately, you have to look at some caravans, but other than that, it's a nice view.
That's perfect, isn't it? You can't beat that. Being out countryside, stone's throw from a pub. Perfect.
Unbelievable.
Wrong button.
Paul, actually, when I don't know if I can show you this. Tom is talking about, and I'll hopefully some sort of peer pressure him into coming to a very similar pub setup near me for the Wholesome Beer Festival that I co-organise.
You co-organise a beer festival?
Yeah, I order all the beer. It's brilliant.
That's too good a scenario to not get involved with, in it, surely.
Honestly, it's we get 30 beers, and they're all from within 15 miles. And so, like I said to Tom earlier, one of the breweries that we get beer from, you have to ring them out of office hours because it's brothers that do tree surgery.
Oh, right.
But they brew beer, and the condition of the beer, honestly, every single beer has like the same creamy condition on it. I don't know what they do to the water; it's insane. But they do this really tropical pale called it's one of their new ones. I had it last summer. That with like a really it's like almost like a Guinnessy style head on it. It's insane what they do with the water. But yeah, that's the breweries we get from. So we don't get from Adnams and Lakens and stuff. It's all tiny breweries.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Little tiny breweries right up my street.
Oh yeah, 24th, 25th of June, I believe that is.
Okay. Let me make a note of that. I will make a note of that. But that sounds like another
obviously I can put you up. Obviously, Tom is going to camp at the Red Lion in a little village called Needham. Very similar to this. Exactly the same setup as this, really. And then I can put you up. I'll put John up as well. I've got a couple of spare rooms.
Oh, happy days. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. 30 beers.
Let's do it.
I can hook you up with some packs on that. Jack Howard says, here he is, the gent, Mr. Wilson. How are you, mate? He is a gent, is David Wilson. He's
Wilson. Hello, David. Hello, mate.
Yeah, he came in earlier. Jimmy Guitarist says, looks like my sort of pub. That
That's good.
That's Yorkstone, isn't it? A Yorkstone pub would be my dream pub, really. I think. David says, good, thanks, Jack. Just been to brother and family, shared some nice Bishop Nick beers. How's you? I think they're from near me, Bishop Nick. And Paul, you did something with Bishop Nick, didn't you?
Yeah, they're in Essex, aren't they?
They're Essex, yeah.
They got in touch and sent me some beers and did a discount code, and they were banging. They've released this new craft range, and it's literally craft with a D at the end of it, and all the beers on it I thought were genuinely really good. So yeah, check them out, Bishop Nick. Good stuff.
I remember they'd done a beer called like Cruised or something. CRUZ-D. Was it a pale ale or an IPA?
I think that was their lager.
Oh, neither. There we go.
There was I'll have to go back on the videos. There was a lager. There was a stout. There was an IPA, and I think there might have been a red. I think there was a red ale in there as well. And they were all really.
No, I think they were really quite nice. Not a brewer I'd ever heard of until they went on Twisted Hops, and then I saw you do them. I was like, yeah, I know these guys.
Yeah, I think that they've always been a traditional beer brewer, but they've suddenly gone with this new craft range. And I mean, if you try their new ones, genuinely, I thought they were all proper solid beers, really good beers. So yeah, hopefully they'll do well with that.
There we go. For the purpose of this moment in the live, I feel like I should put this up. Mrs. Crummy Beard says there's a weird looking man outside the van.
There you go. That's me. I have also just been reminded that I do need to go and feed my dog, so I'm gonna dip out of the stream for a bit. If I've got enough time before, I can't remember what time we're doing for dinner today, but if I've got enough time, I'll jump back on before we head for the Sunday roast.
Go for it, mate.
Yeah, have a good few more beers, but I should be back.
No worries at all.
I need to go sort the dogs out. So
I'll leave you in the basement, Matt. I know I won't because you probably turn your phone off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Don't worry.
No
worries, mate. I'll be back soon. See you shortly, guys.
Honestly, me and technology, I'm not even joking. It's an absolute nightmare.
I'll have to cut him off.
Absolute nightmare. Jack Howard says, been good weekend. Cheers, mate. I presume someone's asked him. Does a bear shit in the woods? Oh no, it's Crummy. There we go. Miss Crummy Beard with a weird man thing. Jimmy Guitarist says, call the police. That'll make for great viewing. Yeah, imagine the content. Then he really would be the Nottingham Nosher. David Wilson says, had the traditional beers in bottles, Witch Hunt Porter, Devout Stout, and Divine ESB. Brother bought mixed box of 12, 10 unique beers. Is that Bishop Nick? Are they Bishop Nick beers?
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I think that's literally their traditional, their core beers. But Yeah, I'd say give the website a look. I've been genuinely really good beers. Well, I was well impressed with them. So yeah,
I had their milk stout as well. I'd cruised, and then I had a milk stout that was called like, was it called like Uddered or something?
let me have a quick look because I've
I
got
can't
them.
remember. I can see the branding. The cruised was like black and white with a yellow flash on the can or an orange flash on the
Yeah,
can, and then the milk stout was blue, I think. But yeah, Twisted Hop UK stocked them. The guy that because they're technically Essex is technically East Anglia, so he stocked them in the early days. And Mr. Crummy Beer says, "Ha, they'll be out catching the swans." I presume that's the dogs.
oh no, you're right. Yeah, Cruised was a West Coast IPA.
Yep.
Chilled was a lager.
Right.
And what were the other two?
I just remember having the milk stout. I can't remember what they were called. What uddered or something? There's some sort of cow. I think there's a cow reference with the milk thing. Could be totally wrong.
Yeah. Where is it?
David says, "Yes, Bishop. Yeah, yes." I went on Dutch then, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hello there.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome. Hello and welcome back to Mark's Beer Reviews. David Wilson says, "Yes, Bishop Nick." I've done it again. Yes, Bishop Nick. F you, David Wilson. You don't know what you've done to me here. They are well worth a try.
Live.
Absolute nightmare. I'm sure someone savaged that Russian bot that's just gone in the chat. I'm going to go for a quick wee in a minute when Paul's looked up from his phone because otherwise,
Chilled.
yeah, I'll
Chilled.
drop a
I
minute.
think. Chilled.
Chilled. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, chilled was no, I'm lying again. Chilled was the lager. Roasted was their stout, their coffee stout.
Roasted, yeah.
Cruised was the West Coast IPA, and Tattooed was their red pale, I think it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, really good beer. Really good beer. That
I remember they were pretty decent, to be fair. Right, I'm quite inexpensive actually. That's probably worth mentioning.
They were quite cheap. Yeah, I think they were quite affordable. I think it worked out like £3 a can, which is supermarket prices, isn't it? Really,
it's on the money, isn't it? Especially, I mean, I've sort of noticed some of the supermarket cans have gone free, £3.25, £3.50, £4.
Creeping. Yeah,
it's still a bit funny, but right on that subject, not at all on that subject, but at the end of that subject, I'm going to go for a wee. So, Paul, can you? There's a there from Mark Jones. I think that's worth a chat.
Lovely, jubbly. Yeah, Mark is saying, do you know Andy's bear reviews? Both of you. I've never seen his bear reviews. Bumped into him in my local bottle shop this lunchtime. Getting his beers for Scott and Wander's £15 beer challenge. Was in the background on his vlog in the shop. There you go. Famous now. Andy's beer reviews. I'm sure I've heard of Andy's beer reviews. I'm sure of it. There's another guy called Andy who I follow. Andy does ales. But I think it's a completely different one. Andy's beer reviews. I'll double check Andy's beer reviews, but I'm sure I'm familiar with him. So he went into a bottle shop and did a vlog, did he? Fair play to him. What did you get, Mark? What did you get? I haven't been to. What was the last time I went into the beer shop? There's a place called the Local Waffy near me where I get his beers in. But it's actually beer shop, my favourite beer shop. I've not been in there since probably January. I popped in there January. I've been trying not to go shopping, to be honest. You asked if I wanted to be in it. Not a cameraman. Don't like being on the camera, Marky boy. That's all right. A lot of the time, I don't want to be on the camera either. I've not been doing live streams much lately. I just haven't fancied it. But I quite get that. You get days where, you fancy doing a live stream and having a few beers, and then there's days where you just, I can't be bothered. I don't know how many people are in. I don't know who's watching, apart from the people that are commenting. So if you are watching, say hello. Let us know you're in. Let us know what you're drinking. Are you having a beer on this Sunday afternoon? Saying goodbye to the weekend? Another one flown by? Let us know. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you're drinking. I am sipping on one from Salt. This is their single hop Simcoe beer, which is in Asda, and it's not bad. You know, it's not bad at all.
Here we go. Andy's beer reviews. Andy's beer reviews. Not someone I've heard of, but
It rings a bell. But like I say, I follow Andy Does Ales as well. Andy Does Ales as well. So I might just be confusing it with him.
there we go. Found it. Oh, I feel like I've bumped into Andy on Steve's channel. You know,
What's he look like?
just gonna get his video up. I feel like I have met Andy, but I feel like I've met him on a stream somewhere. I believe it was Steve's channel.
Mm.
Hold on, no, not at all. Hold on.
Because I'm gonna be brutal. I don't actually watch that much YouTube.
Honestly, I'm terrible, Paul. Honestly, I'm the same as you.
I think people assume that because you have a channel, then you must watch everyone else's. But honestly, I don't. There's a few channels that I watch. Simon, I've always watched. I can't think of Andy. Andy Does Ales. I really like his reviews. He's this old rocker from up north, and he reviews a lot of the traditional beers, and I really enjoy watching his videos. But there's not many I watch. Obviously I follow Mark because it'd be rude not to. But
There we go.
I watch some of his overproduced videos. It puts me to shame.
Crummy. Honestly, when I started YouTube, I was like, God, you got a way to go, boy. But I'm going to stick with my really basic level of production.
I'm not really into editing unless I'm out on location doing things. And you've got to edit them. But when I'm sat here in this room doing a beer review, it's one take and that is it. And if it goes tits up, it goes tits up. But
I think it has to be one take. For YouTube, for work, for my lifestyle with a job and trying to balance a job and a family and all the rest of the daily life that everybody has, I couldn't do a beer review, sit and edit it for an hour, let it render for an hour, and then upload it for an hour. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't fit. I think the benefits of doing one take is because you know what, the beer community is like. A lot of people in the beer community are really defensive. It's like, oh, you've researched this, or you've found that out, or you've done this, you've done that. When it's one take, it kind of is what it is. And
I generally know very little about the beer that I'm about to drink, unless it's a beer that I'm really looking forward to. Where, to be honest, a lot of the time, if it's a beer I really, really look forward to, I won't review it. I'll just drink it, like in my own time, just chill with it, But I'll read the spiel on the can, and that's about all I know most of the time, to be honest.
Right, I found Andy's beer reviews, and I'm certain it is the guy I met.
Andy's beer review.
And today, this is his upload. Who was it earlier that said Mark Jones, wasn't it? Yeah. I think when you said you bumped into a bottle shop, I think this is the bottle shop you were in, Mark Jones. But I have met Andy, and I've met him on. Was it Spice and Easy or Steve's channel? I can't remember. I was on a live and I met him. But yeah, nice guy, really nice guy. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, top guy. He asked if I wanted to be in it, not a cameraman, mate. Oh, you should have done it, Mark. You should have done it, mate.
You get yourself on TV.
Yeah, what's the worst that'll happen? Honestly, David Wilson says, walking to the spoons, walking to the spoons, beer in 5 Mind. Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, spoons get a bad rap, but some of their bottle stuff is really worth a look. They get some hands on some decent German stuff, and their cask stuff. Some of that can actually be quite decent. Mark says this is part of an old mill, and they have a bar with 8 different beers. Decent price, mate. You can't moan at that. Jimmy says I switched to Murphy's. Drank all the Guinness yesterday. See, I can't ever remember drinking a Murphy's.
I was literally on Murphy's last St. Patrick's Day, so a year ago, almost to the day.
What is it? Is it a Guinness? Is it like a Guinness imitator, or is it
basically it's a nitro stout? Yeah, It's just a creamy Irish stout.
Nitrous stout always does the trick, doesn't it?
And yeah, it is tough to tell the difference between the two, if I'm honest. But I don't drink that much Guinness, so it's easy for me to say that. But
Yeah.
I don't see what the difference is, to be honest. But yeah, it's all right.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy does agree. I'm going to skip a chat. I'll come back to you, Mike Jones. But Jimmy says, I can't tell the difference really between Murphy's and Guinness. Very similar. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Mike Jones said he seemed a really nice bloke. If it's the bloke I'm thinking of, yeah, he really is a lovely guy. He really, really is. Mike Jones says, don't know how you do it. Couldn't sit in front of a camera and talk to it. Defo not live.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, it is weird because I'm sitting here. I've got my laptop. What you don't see now, I've got my laptop, and then I've got a GoPro poking out the top of the laptop. I've got a ring light over the top, and then I've got a green laser light show thing blinding me in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm the same. It took me ages to finally do it, and then I just thought, I sod it, I'm gonna do it. I just picked up my phone and recorded a video because I was into beer, and I thought I could do that. I could do that, you know. And then once you start doing it, it kind of becomes a little bit of a habit. But I never saw I would end up doing what this is. Like I say, I'm sitting in an absolute, you know, brothel, as it were, right now. So funky lights and a microphone in front of me and all that. I never thought it would get to that, you know, 4 years ago when I started the channel. So yeah, my life's completely changed doing it, but it's still good fun though. Still good fun.
I think probably, I remember when I first went live before Christmas. I think my first live that I hosted on StreamYard was a Christmas live. I think I've been going a little while, and I say a little while, like a month or two, and obviously you guys supported me massively, like you, John, Crumb, and all the good old boys. And I was absolutely cacking my pants. I was saying, I was on the phone to John. I was like, John, I can't get my tags right. Like, there was all this stuff going on. Honestly, I was just like, it blew my mind that I was about to go live and host a live. Because what I think when I do a live is, if I expect people to tune in, I want them to have a good time or be able to contribute. Or
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, so I need to give something of quality. Otherwise, what's the point? You know. But then actually, when you relax and you kind of, like now, I'm literally in a spare bedroom with a magnolia wall, and like the way your mind goes, and I've got my daughter's light show that she should have in a nursery on display. It's funny. It is funny. But no, I absolutely love it. And it absolutely is a social release for me, because I've met some amazing people out of it. Met John the other week in Huddersfield. I'm about to meet you, Paul, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Simon and Captain Meats, and just the social avenues out of it are incredible.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's as he's opened up a load of doors doing this that I never planned or expected to open. You know, it was it's very weird. Meeting Simon for the first time last year was one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced, because like I said, I've been watching his channel for years. And then to see him in the flesh without a screen in the way was just odd. It was really odd. But
without the kitchen cabinets behind it.
Yeah, exactly that. But he's such a nice bloke. I know he gets a lot of flack, but that's purely because he's got the biggest channel in the game. But he's a genuinely lovely bloke. Yeah. So it's honestly, when you meet him, you know what I mean when you see him. So,
I'm gonna have this when I meet. Because I watched you before I signed up for YouTube, and I watched Simon before I done YouTube, and it's kind of like that. Like, because I would never have done this had I not met you guys, and probably won that baller competition. Really, when I won that Lords thing, and it's kind of like never meet your heroes sort of thing. Because I'm not saying Simon's a hero. I'm not saying Simon and you are my heroes. I'm not saying that at all, because that's quite strong. Heroes is a really strong word, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I found Real Ale Craft Beer when he'd done the Friday night YouTube lives at the beginning of the lockdowns, and it was like,
I think a lot of people did. Yeah.
I'd love to see his sort of subscriber stats for that, in terms of like just the people that just watched him. You know, he brought something really sociable to a really unsociable time, which is why I fell into this world. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Like Tuesday, Wednesday is gonna be mega. I just cannot wait. And plus, I've never done a beery. I've never done a trade beery sort of expo. I've done lots of beer festivals, but
yeah, this is the same for me, really. I mean, being at Brew London last year was mental on the trade day. You were
Are you doing this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
yeah,
I believe so. Yeah, I know. John signed up, so he said, "Am I coming?" I'm not going to say no, am I? So
no, I might speak to John about that. I'm sure he asked me, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And then the conversation never went any further.
Bro London is wicked. It's well worth. Even if you just get like a day ticket, it's very cool. It's a good vibe there, and doing the trade day because we were there for the whole Thursday, Friday, Saturday last year.
Yeah.
But doing the trade day was weird because it was literally just breweries just throwing themselves at you. You know, not in a bad way, but they were like, hello. You know, I had my Paul's beer review T-shirt on most of the weekend. I was there, and there were so many people that was the weird thing as well, as people recognizing you. I've never been recognized before in my life doing this thing.
No.
But you go to a beer festival, and there were people that knew of you and knew about you. And I came away from Brew London with a suitcase full of beer, just from breweries that were just giving it to you. Just giving it to you. Like, no, can you review our beer? Can you review a beer? And I'm like, yeah, fine. I came away with what probably would have been about, I'd imagine, about 200 quid's worth of beer.
Wow.
Ridiculous. And it's things like that because I think John mentioned it's going to be a bit of a free fall this week. You know, there'll be breweries.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
Companies putting themselves out at you, you know. So I'm just looking forward to kind of seeing and hopefully there'll be like hop people from hop farms and things like that there, seeing what they're going with and you know the flavors that we're getting, because especially from British hops, if we can get people there that are growing, you know, British grown hops and the flavors that we're getting from them at the moment, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going.
I bought a beer from Quantop Brewery. It's in the fridge. It's called like Obsessed with. I don't think it's Challenger, but it was a hop. It was a British hop that gave off like passion fruit, pineapple, tropical vibes. And I was like, Jesus, if we're now doing this in the UK, like the beer world as we know it is going to change yet again in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
you know,
there's people panicking there were people panicking in the industry about the lack of hops and what we could do with the hops and the price of everything going up.
Yeah,
but they've been like brewing like mad, and like I say, we're brewing New England IPAs in this country now, using solely British ingredients, and the flavors of some of them are banging. And there's a lot of people that still don't know it. So I'm hoping I'm gonna get a little bit more of the information about that here this week and talk to people that are actually involved in it, you know, and taste some stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this beer. But yeah, no, I'm with you. That's probably what I'm most excited about. Obviously the canning machines and stuff aren't, and malt types, maybe malt types. I don't know. Are probably not going to interest us much. Maybe the malt types will, depends. But the hops is the big one for me. If this is a trade show, I'm going to be. I mean, the first time, I think it's called a hop called Lemon Drop.
Mm-hmm.
There was a brewery near me that used Lemon Drop hops, and I rubbed them in my hands.
Yeah.
And he was like, release all the oils. And my hat, honestly, I smelt like a lemon toilet freshener for the rest of the day. But I loved it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm really excited about.
We underestimate ourselves over here. It's annoying because we make
we do. And I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, it was when I first got with my wife. It was the first time I met her dad. So it would have been 7 or 8 years ago.
Mm.
And we went on a vineyard tour of Chapel Down, which is in Tenterden in Kent. So Chapel Down shot to fame back in probably 20. When did William and Kate get married? 2012. I don't know. 20. Whenever they got married, 2009.
God, was it that long ago already?
I think it was a long time ago. Bearing in mind their kids are quite sort of old now.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point.
And Chapel Down literally shot to fame with the royal mark because the table sparkling wine was the English sparkling wine out of Chapel Down.
Right.
So we went obviously 5 or 6 years after, or however long it was. went to Chapel Down for a vineyard tour, and they said that the Bollinger House was leasing their vines for the Bollinger champagne.
Christ.
And it was like, I know Bollinger might not be the mark of the best champagne in the world, but they're one of the biggest champagne houses in the world. And it was like,
I'm not a big champagne drinker, but I do like Bollinger.
I'm not, so I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Honestly, I would not even, I wouldn't know. But it was more the fact of that the British climate and soil, if that's good enough for one of the biggest biggest champagne houses in France,
yeah,
that's good enough. That's good enough for me. And
that's it.
But equally, I think the way the sort of the weather systems are changing, a bit of global warming probably involved, that now Britain can produce these like tropical flavoursome sort of hops. It's exciting. It is actually exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we were changing the way we do things. But if we keep going in the direction we're going, we're going to be brewing some of the best stuff on the planet again. Everyone refers to British beer internationally for their cask, or our cask, should I say. Everyone wants to do cask the way we do it. You talk to the Americans about cask beer, and they're baffled by it, and they want to know more and more about it. But we seem to slag ourselves off over here, which is really annoying.
Well, yeah, I think we're quite traditional, aren't we? So all this craft stuff, I think probably what we specialise in is I think what we used to specialise in has been lost a little bit in this modern beer world. But actually, like you say, if it's going to come back, that's exciting. And I think, aren't we on the same, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, aren't we on the same sort of longitude as New Zealand? Someone told me we were. I'd like to check it. But obviously, as far as they are south of the equator, we are north.
Right.
And apparently, like our climates sort of match up because of that.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
I mean, science with Mark. Don't do it. I've got a D in GCSE. But my point is, if that is the case, and we're able to produce hops as flavourful as the New Zealand hops,
which
British Pales and IPAs.
That's it. Everyone's brewing with New Zealand hops at the moment, aren't they? Everyone's brewing with them. It'd just be nice where the IPA range gets taken over with British hops again. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Imagine it. I'm really excited. I cannot remember what that beer is in my fridge. I'm going to Google it now. Jimmy Guitarist says, all I watch is YouTube and Netflix, mainly comedy stuff. That's why you tune into this rubbish.
I watch a lot of Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. But I don't watch the news. It's just brain rot. Absolute brain rot. Murphy's is better than Guinness to me. He loved it back in the 90s, says Mark Jones. And he says, thought that kitchen was his backpack.
Yeah, it takes it with him, yeah.
I'll tell you what, that kitchen's done him well, because that kitchen was in some of his original videos. That,
It's the pink bottle. It's the pink bottles that he's got racked up behind him. They used to fascinate me when I was,
Was it Rogue? Was it by a brewery called Rogue or something? I
can't even remember. I don't think I've ever actually asked him what the pink bottle. I should have asked him when I saw him. What was the pink bottle?
Jimmy Guitarist says, I feel bad if I tell them I fancy something different. Oh, about the Guinness and thing. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy says the bar staff get my Guinness ready. When I walk
the Guinness, their foreign extra stout. It's a stunning beer.
The Nigerian one or the normal one?
The Irish one. The Irish one.
Not had that yet.
Yeah, that's stunning. That's stunning. I mean, the original was a bit bang average. Like I say, you can't tell the difference between that and Murphy's, but their foreign extra is special. That is a special beer.
What ABV is the Irish one?
What, the foreign extra?
Yeah,
I think it was 7.5.
So same as Nigerian, but obviously Nigerian's brewed with Nigerian water and juice. Exactly. That Nigerian one was a joke, honestly, an absolute joke.
I don't think I've had the Nigerian.
They do it in bloody Home Bargains.
Oh, do they really?
Honestly, I mean, they do it in Norwich in Home Bargains.
In Norwich, yeah, I've got to go to Home Bargains and check it out.
It's different, mate. Honestly, it's different. Yeah, it wouldn't even. If you blind tested it, you wouldn't even say that is even remotely related to Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. They brew with something. I can't remember what they brew with. I think it's maybe it's not a malt replacement, but I think it's something that goes in that's similar to like the malt. It gives the beer really like a kind of a molasses sort of sweetness
Right.
that really works quite well. And I've got a sweet tooth. That just sings to me. David Wilson says, drinking a Flack Manor Hedge Hop. Fantastic bitter with grapefruity undertones and £2.10 a pint.
Oh, nice.
Is that, if it's hedge hop, is that like a wildly foraged hopped beer? Sounds like it might be.
I think that's what it means, isn't it? A foraged flavour. Yeah.
I'd say so.
I
Was
need to
nice
get into that.
Oh, David Wilson on the Brew London thing says it was nice to chat to you, Paul, as well as Abby and John at Brew London last year.
We had a beer and a chat. I think David was with his brother, if I remember correctly, because we were trying to get David up to the studio, come on the camera with us, but he said he had his brother with him. I'm sure it was his brother. So either his brother or his mate. I can't remember now. But yeah, it was lovely talking to David last year at Brew London. It was weird.
I've got to go, haven't I? I've got to go.
I think you've got to, because I literally I was drinking with Trilby Phil. I was drinking with David Wilson. I was drinking with Sobieski, who we don't see much of these days. I hope he's all right.
Rasco was there.
Rasco was there. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews was there. Yeah, it was wicked. It was just a really good sort of meeting of minds. Do you know what I mean? Just all these people that are into their beer and getting the chance to actually have a lash up with them was hilarious. You know, so
I'll have to speak. I'll get in the chat in a bit and speak to you and John and Crumb about, because I know Crumb's going, isn't he? I know I'll speak to you guys about
yeah, as far as I'm aware,
tickets to buy and stuff. Captain Meat says I presume that says I love Guinness Milk Stout. Can't seem to get it now. Yeah, you don't. You see. I don't know. I think the most common for me, the most commonly seen different Guinness is that Indian Porter thing that they do.
Oh yeah. The is it the West Indies?
That's it. The West Indies Porter. Sorry, yeah.
That's a lovely beer as well. That's a lovely beer. I would
never had it.
I would rather drink that over normal Guinness. That's a lovely.
I almost like protest. Don't buy it because I see it everywhere. It's like I see it everywhere. I'm not buying it.
It's so good.
I'm gonna have to get on it. I'm gonna have to. Bremel says normally takes around 11 years for an experimental hop to come to fruition. UK at the moment have some great hops. Harlequin, that's the one. That is the one.
Olicana, yeah.
Olicana. I've had Olicana. Opus CF 184. It sounds like a prototype supercar, doesn't it? What?
Yeah.
Might they call it something like lightsaber or something? I don't know.
What's it? Bramall. Bramall was the man who would know.
He's just said he's just brewed a modern IPA with these hops.
Ooh, nice. How's the putty looking? I can't call it Bramall. What's your real name?
I just know him as Bramall.
Bramall. Yeah.
I've probably been told your real name, Bramall, but I've probably forgotten because I was pissed. I'm currently drinking this Vault City Blueberry Maple.
Oh, is that the new one in Tesco?
In a can. I've only ever seen Vault City in bottles.
Same. They're changing. They're changing, aren't they? What is it any good?
My taste buds aren't up to scratch. It doesn't.
You can't taste it. It's just drinking it.
Honestly, I just all the beer. I'm literally going through because this is so unexpected. I normally get beer in for a life, but obviously this is so unexpected. I'm kind of going through the beers that I had for review that I know I can easily get hold of next time. That's all. So yeah, absolutely nightmare. Mark says, Mark, you was never pissed, was you? You know me, mate. You know me.
Not of his
Bramwell says, Putty Clone is in the keg conditioning for a week before it's bottled. It's come out though at 9%.
Ooh, blimey! So you've got to level up on.
And he says his name's Rob. There we go.
It's Rob. Rob. Sorry,
Rob. I would have been told that. I'm so sorry. You know me. No.
Bramall. It's Bramall. Here he is.
No excuses needed. No excuses needed.
Rob.
But yeah, I don't really know what to expect out of Beer X. What I'm looking forward to most actually is seeing John again, meeting you, Paul, in the flesh, because we've not done that before, have we? And meeting Simon, because like I say, probably a bit of a beer hero for me because he got me into the YouTube beer world. And then obviously Captain Meats is hosting us, I believe, for a night, dragging us around the best spots in Liverpool.
I forgot about that. Captain Meat, yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to go down at Liverpool. I can't remember if it's the Wednesday night or the Thursday night we're seeing him. Might be both.
I
now,
think
Captain
it's the
me.
Wednesday. Hopefully, it's not the Thursday because I've got work on Friday. But I believe it's the Wednesday. If not, I'll make some adjustments. But Captain, he put the bars up that he's earmarked for us. He put them up earlier in the chat before you were here. So, Captain, can you put them up again?
Awesome.
Dave Wilson says, Mark, home bargains do get some good beers. Had 2 Sogatak stouts, which were both excellent. We had, yes, I remember this conversation because didn't John buy 4 stouts for the price that 1 can is or something?
Oh, of course, yeah. If the American,
Do you remember this?
Is that the one? Is it the American brewery or something?
Yeah, the blueberry stout or something. Blueberry
right.
maple stack stout or something.
Everyone thought Home Bargains and made a complete cock up by putting this like high-end craft American brewers beers in there for like 50p or something.
Yeah, but they did because I've seen on, I think Simo put it up the other day. He had the Saugatuck stout and he said it was great for like £1.69. And I was like, hold on a minute, John got 4 cans for that. But I remember John saying he double checked with the till staff. They were like, no, it's definitely £1.69 for 4.
Job done.
David says, I was my brother. There we go.
Was your brother? Yeah, I thought it was your brother you were with. Yeah, we were saying, come up. He goes, oh, I can't got my brother, and we're drinking beer and that. But that was lovely chatting to David. It really was. It was weird. Everyone kind of descended upon Brew London on a Saturday. And bearing in mind, by that point, myself, John, and Simon had already done 2 days solid drinking, and I was kind of in a bit of a zombie mode, and I had like Trilby Phil and Sobieski and people chatting to me, and I was just like, what? What's going on? It's like 3 days in, trying to pace yourself, but it's it was good fun though. But I kept like getting my rhythm. It was weird. It's almost like you get your second wind. You had a couple of beers, and all of a sudden you're like, boom. You're away. You're off again.
Is that the Brew London was where Simon done that live from that weird little sort of like office section?
Yeah, we had an office up in upstairs that they put aside for us because we said we're going to be doing loads of social media, and they were all right. So we did the Stone Crow we did on the Friday night, and what we did, we take turns in running downstairs and grabbing people from breweries, and we were bringing them up.
Yes.
To do like 5-10 minutes and talk about their beer and the brewery and what they were doing and what they were having on tap here at the festival. And it went really, really well. And then we did the low live on the Saturday afternoon. That not so well because we were all hanging. And we were trying to do a live stream and talk whilst drinking, but hungover. Felt like we were forcing it down at that point, but yeah, the Stone Crow that night was wicked. We had so many people involved. So many different breweries came up to say hello. It was wicked.
From that live, I just remember a really, really, really drunk Rasco.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, Rasco was off his. It was so funny because we'd been drinking with him for a while. And it was almost like all of a sudden he was like sober and then absolutely off his nut. And he like really, really quickly. And as soon as the camera started rolling, he came on. He was like, hey! And I was like, what happened? What happened to Rasco? He was fine a minute ago. So funny. But yeah, lovely bloke.
He comes. I hope to meet him. I'm sure I'll meet everybody at some point. I need to go to Brew London. That's why.
Yeah, come to Brew London, man. You should.
I need to speak to John because I don't know. I don't know because I think is John exhibiting this year or is he just going as a?
No, they are exhibiting. Yeah.
I'll speak to John. I'll put a turn on the bar as well. I don't mind pouring a few pints and having a natter. I'll speak to John because.
My wife was working on the bar pretty much all weekend. She wasn't supposed to be. It just kind of worked out like that. But she was really enjoying it. So
I love their International Women's Day video, by the way.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, no, that went really well. That was a really good. It was a long day, but it was a good day. They did this brew with Creative Juices and Mad Yank. Have done this collaboration brew, and they said, "Yeah, come down and get involved." So, oi.
Oh my Lord! Now it really is Blair Witch.
I was waiting to be let in. I thought, what can I do to get his attention? I thought we'll go super zoom. See what happens.
No, sorry. Paul was on a massive flow, and I was like, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm still getting used to it. If I'm honest.
I was talking, and Mark's doing this.
Team America panic wave.
I I've got 20 minutes till I need to go for dinner, so it's time for one quick one. So I thought I'd jump back in just briefly.
What
Tell you
you
what,
got
that
for
20
dinner?
minutes might work very well with my dinner that my wife's already given me 3 hurry-ups over. So we'll probably hang around for a little while and dip. So Mark Jones says, had a quick pint of Verdant Bloom in that bottle shop today. Thought that was better than putty. Bloom, I've got a Verdant beer from Lawrence at twistedhops.co.uk that he said is what he thinks the best. Oh no, right. I've frozen.
I was going to say you're doing a fantastic venture
Oh,
right now.
can you hear me?
Let me tell
can
you
hear
a
you, yeah.
story.
We're going to go on to
Great demonstration of your probing finger is all we're getting.
Yeah. Mm.
potato
thanks.
laptop, potato webcam. But Lawrence said when I bought the beers, when I bought putty because he had it in stock, I was like, "Oh mate, got to have putty, got to have putty." And he was like, "No, what you really need is this one." He was like, "I think this is the best beer that Verdant do." And he's a brewer; he knows his stuff, commercial brewer as well. And I was like, "Okay," but it's still in the fridge. It's gone to the back of the fridge, and I need to get it out. But it could be Bloom.
I think the thing is, no one thinks putty is the best. It's just
No.
that putty was the breakthrough, so people still have like a excitable respect for it. No one, I don't think anyone out there thinks it's now the almighty. If that makes sense.
No,
but it's a novelty that they only brew it once a year, and is a nod of their head to that kind of breakthrough beer for them, I guess.
But I thought putty was the best with the hype. It was only when I spoke to Lawrence and he told me about the history of putty, I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, now I get the hype."
Yeah.
Because it isn't on trend at all, is it? It isn't like one of those New England beers. It isn't. I don't know. It's not really like on trend as such, but it's still a very good beer. But like you say, it's
Verdant do some. I mean, it's like that people, money, space, and time that they do.
Yeah.
That the 3.8% pale. I mean, that beer is one of the best beers I've ever drunk in my life. I would rather drink that over putty. Well, saying that, I've not had putty. I've got one in the fridge, but that beer alone is incredible. You know, ridiculously good.
Isn't that like 3.8% or something?
3.8%, and that I would put that against like most New England IPAs that you get. It's just.
It is good.
I had a howler with that beer, Paul.
What did you do?
Yeah, I had a howler with it. I got I'll tell you what I did. I bought a 4-pack of that rhubarb and custard Northern Monk, and then that was weirdly all right. I didn't mind it. It was that rhubarb. What was it called?
Tom's fallen over. He's been raped. No, he's back. He's back.
I can't remember what it was called.
Got the pub.
Faith in rhubarb or faith in custard or something it was called.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was half cut on a live and I didn't change my glass from that beer to the people, money, space, time. So when I drank it, I was like, I immediately knew. I knew.
So it tastes like rhubarb. This weird.
Tastes like rhubarb.
Honestly, that's what I was talking about earlier. When you get a little bit pissed and you lay into the old craft beer selection in your fridge.
What a waste.
Annoying.
That beer. I think when a brewery do something that's like sub 4% and it tastes like a 6%, and you're just like, how have they done that? Like, how have they done it?
It's very clever, that one.
Yeah.
Verdant are very good at that, though, aren't they? Their pails are always. I don't know. It must be water conditioned as well. I don't know what they do with it. I don't know.
Well, the Cornish water is superb, isn't it? You go down the West Country, that soft water down there. Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Bramall follows up with what we've been talking about, saying that I think Verdant do much better beers than putty. It's just a hype beer. It is.
Yeah.
But I found out the hype with the history thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm a bit of a nerd with history and stuff. I was like, you know what? I quite appreciate that I'm tasting a bit of history, I suppose, before everything went New England, overly sweet, a load of rubbish. David Wilson says, new tattoos then, lads, and a night in jail. Is that Brew London?
Good happy. We're going to get Beer X tattooed.
Beer X tattoo. Oh, could it? Yeah, God.
Picture got a mark.
Honestly, I think what we'd have to do is do a triangular thing where John, Paul, and myself like tattoo each other. David Wilson says, "Look like Abby had fun on the brew day. Look forward to that beer." Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There was some extra yeast added to it yesterday, I believe. It needed a bit more yeast. So some extra yeast was added to it yesterday. And then they're adding the raspberries and a bit of vanilla, or cream of vanilla, it's called. But hopefully that'll be ready towards the back end of April. And then, we'll be at the launch. So we'll let you know the information where you can get it. But it should be a really good beer because Mad Jank is superb. They do some really good beer, and as do Creative Juices. So it should be a good one.
How far are you? Like, sort of, probably best to do it as crow flies. How far are you from Creative Juices?
About 5 miles away, as a crow flies. Yeah, so pretty close.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What would your nearest big brewery be then? Is that Creative Juices, Paul?
Oh, I wouldn't call them the big brewery yet. That's the only
Well, not
thing.
big, but
I think Mad Squirrel, I think, are still slightly bigger than Creative Juices.
right, yeah.
And they're distance-wise probably about the same to drive. So I'd probably say Mad Squirrel because they're in supermarkets now, aren't they? Mad Squirrel. So
They are, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm a bit worried about. But
Was that a collaborative brew they did?
Which
That's in
one?
the supermarket. That's in the supermarket.
Was it that Alfonso one, the mango thing that's in Sainsbury's?
Right.
That one. I've not actually tried that one, but I've not heard.
No, I'm trying to think of the can. What about you, Crumb? What's your sort of biggest half decent sized brewery?
The biggest one is Castle Rock.
Yeah.
But I mean, how big are we talking?
I don't know. Half well known in bottle shop, I suppose.
In terms of modern craft stuff, Neon Raptor, and in terms of trad, other than Castle Rock, Blue Monkey will be the next biggest one, I think.
Yeah, because you love them. You love Blue Monkey, don't you?
I do, yeah, I do. They don't get. I feel like they're like a really. I know they do get stuff going down to London and stuff occasionally, but like you come to the Midlands and most traditional pubs with a decent selection will normally have something from them on, but then you go anywhere else and no one's heard of it. So it's a bit of a weird. They're kind of quite, they're in hundreds of pubs, but all in the same area.
They're not really sort of like bottle shop branding, are they? They're still serving sort of 500ml brown bottles. Yeah. But it's their market, so they're aiming it at, I suppose, which is probably why I wouldn't have heard of them
exactly.
Before you.
Absolutely.
If it weren't for Crummy, I wouldn't have heard of them still, to be honest with you.
No.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder how many good breweries there are out there that you just haven't heard of.
Exactly.
Yeah, there'll be a lot.
I mean, it's when I'd done the live from, it was John's. No, it was your Tom. It was your year. It was your 24-hour live.
Yeah.
And the Jack House is number one raping that. Number one is raping.
No one's raping that. Shocking.
Is that an insult or?
He's so rude. Jack's just.
Well, is it, or is he saying that no one would manage it because I'd muscle him off? What's he saying? What's he saying? What are you saying, Jack?
Clarify, Jack, please. Mark Jones says multitasking, having a shave whilst listening/watching. All I can hear is birds tweeting.
Sorry about
that. I can imagine that Mark shaving, the birds tweeting in the background. It's a beautiful sound.
They were in the tree right next to me, being very loud at one point. I had to put my finger in the other ear because I wouldn't be able to hear you guys.
All laughing here. Like, this geezer's
it's also gone dark incredibly quickly. When I turned the camera on, it was all right, and now it's just Blair Witch.
It is. It has gone well.
Yeah. Can you just scream a little bit and run away from a light?
I can try. We can try this.
Use your head. Your head has suddenly become very, very bright.
Jack Howell says, no human is trying to rape bread, just to clarify.
Good.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it out the office where he's like, talks about rape? He's like, nobody wants to get raped. No, Brewing out of Gavin Stacey, isn't it? I don't want anybody to get raped. Me included. Yeah, oh god. Right, guys, I think I need to wrap it up because I've got to go and cook dinner.
Fine, mate. I'm plunging into darkness anyway, so
No, you are. Every second that goes by, you get a little bit fade, like just sort of fade away. Really,
That's mad how quickly that's happened.
Yeah, no, crazy.
Mental.
David
Mental.
Wilson says, "Other naughty corner, Jack." I don't. We've got the most viewers in now than we had when we started the stream. I don't want to end it. I don't know if Paul or Crumb wants to do a stream.
I've got to
do
go
a
for dinner.
stream. I don't mind
Paul
doing a
can.
stream.
Yeah, go over to Paul's beer reviews then. I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll know him because not many people don't know
Paul can
Paul.
do a stream.
But yeah, go over to Paul's beer reviews. I'm sure he'll be doing a stream in a bit. And you never know,
Okay.
after dinner, I might jump on or I'll just be lurking, saying weird things in the comments.
That's it. If
nice.
Dicko
I'll,
Corner goes to sleep again after dinner, then I might join. If not,
Yes. Do it.
good.
I've got the taste now. Do you know what I mean? I've got the flavour. So I'm in
Same
trouble.
as me. Like she knocked on the door earlier. I knew what it was. And I was just like, oh no, no. On that subject, guys, Paul, Tom, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, thank you. The fact that anybody wants to listen to me and these guys rabble on a live is just absolutely blows my mind every time. But yeah, thanks very much. Head over to Paul's beer reviews. He's going to do a live now. Probably going to take him a few minutes to set up, but we will see you in a jiffy.
A jiffy.
Nice one.
Here we go. Jiffy. Yeah, jiffy. Sounds about right. Right. like an aerated bag. Right. Thanks, everybody. I will see you very soon.